All right, what's up, my good people? Again, apologies for that. I had to refresh the live stream. I realized, oh my days, nija kuongea na watu wengine hapa. I realized that I had set up the wrong link for the live, and I'm sorry about that. But we are officially live tonight for the Kenya Pubg Mobile League Game Season 9. It is your girl, Mitch Gaming, and I'm hoping you'll enjoy tonight's games. They're basically in week 2. Last week we had week 1 for the group stages. We are now in week 2 for the group stages, and we are in group A. So for tonight, we'll be having a little bit different, something a little bit different for you guys. We'll be having hosts joining us for tonight's live stream, where they'll be analyzing the games. They'll be telling us what they think about the Kenya Pubg Mobile League Game Season 9. Do they have any teams they're going to be looking out for? And what should we also look out for as viewers? And a team we should be observing, and maybe they're improving or something along that line. But for now, I'm going to let them tell us a few things here and there, what they think about tonight's games for KPL Season 9. Otherwise, welcome our host here. Tonight with me is X, Nades, and Mkali. The floor is yours, guys. You can go ahead and tell us something, what you think about tonight's games, and what should we expect, or rather, which teams should we be looking at? Nades or Mkali, the floor is yours.
Hello, guys. Hello, guys.
Yes,
can you hear
Nades.
me, Mitch?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I hope we are going to have a lot of great games like last week. I really
think there's something wrong with your network. We cannot hear you clearly because of your network.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me fix it. Mkali can carry on.
Yeah, Mkali. Oh, yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, tell us something.
Yeah, ni mimi hapa Mkali. Lugha siko iko tu sawa.
Iko fiti. Wewe ongea nyo unaweza.
So mimi kama player wa KPL currently naweza sema kuna teams kali hapa. So sahi kama kuna hii Invincibles ni team inafaa iangaliwe sana, iko na players very very strong. Ukiangalia kina Zeba, Blade, very strong team, na bado kuna team zingine hapo ziko too strong kabisa. Kuna timu unaweza underestimate kwa hizi tournaments, especially KPL, kwa sababu there's a lot that happens. Maybe zone unakosa utilities nini. So just wait and see, hope for the best.
All right, so that is basically Mkali for you. Before we get to Nades, we'll be coming back to you maybe after this game. But for now, we'll have to go directly into the game, because game 1 of the night has officially begun. And as you can see, the flight path is coming from the northwestern side all the way to the southeastern side of Sanhok. As we've said, the map rotation. First game, of course, is Sanhok, and then we'll be having it moving, and then we'll see how the players are basically going to be performing when it comes to tonight's games. And looking at the teams so far, we can see that they have landed on the places they feel the safest for them, places where if they land, they think they're going to be winning the game. So acha tuone what they'll be up to. But I have a couple of teams here that I will be looking at, seeing that we've been told that Rush Esports is one of the teams that we need to be looking at. Already we are spectating them as the first team of the night. So kama kawaida, if you are enjoying tonight's games, make sure you like the live, share the live stream link, subscribe if you're yet to do so. And as usual, kuna nyame kwa confused kidogo because of the change of the live stream link, but poleni sana, we had to do that because we had a little bit of a mishap there. But karibuni sana kwenye live. So we have another team here, Invisibles. According to Mkali, Invisibles is our team that we are going to be looking at, and because alisema hiyo ni team moja kali, ukipatana nayo si rahisi kwenda against it. So we'll see if that's the case, ama maybe their skills are not as we are expecting them to be. We also have the BMGs there. We have BMG Nobody, we have BMG Ben 10, we have BMG Big Man, and BMG No Mercy. Easy Magina, I hope they're planning to maybe actualize them as same as their skills. They have the recall RC. I don't know if RC, I thought they're changing their lineup, but their lineup is still the same. We have Godfather Esports. They have now renamed to 3F1, where we have Kana. We have Boyka Boss, of course, there as the ideal. You have Scar 1v4, and then you also have F7 Cog in the team as well. So we'll be doing quick rotations, look at the teams that are participating, and see what they're up to, what to expect in these teams. You also have Rex Kodpal in the game. This been Group A, this been the last chance, the group stages. Ni kama kidogo tutaangalia how their skills will be affected, kama watakuwa na maybe something better, ama watacheza tu, sisaki kusema vibaya, but let me see. Give me a few seconds. Okay. Seems like there's a fight already. We have Prime Esports. They are taking on the Godfather Esports. That is DF1. Already one of the teammates has been taken back to lobby, and that is Kana. And now the teammates will be forced to engage in that fight. Prime Sukuna, they are quite exposed. We have the player that is 3F1. We'll be seeing what their plan is. A beautiful knock there. We have Sukuna is down. So 3F1 Pale F7 Kog has to be really careful. Seeing that their teammates there already was taken back to lobby by Prime. So they have to have a plan to really go about it. If they do not, then maybe things will be a little bit different. What we're going to be expecting, everything will be a little bit different. So let's see what's happening here. But then you have 351 player. They are moving around the buggy, probably looking to see to get a knock and a thrust there on the Prime Esports team. Excuse me, have Sukuna. Has been taken back to lobby, but since nothing is happening here, let's do rotations. There we have the players from Brutal Psychers making their rotations, but we'll see. Just give me a second. All right, sorry about that, but I'm back. So we have the Brutal Psychers. I mean, this is Group A. So Sasuji Kama Group A, they've been playing a little bit safe. I don't know what's happening, but it is going to be something we're going to be looking at to see what we're going to be expecting from the teams in Group A. They're playing quite safe. This is something we don't expect in a team that is Group A, but actually the violence happens in the other groups. That is where we see a lot of fights happening here and there. A lot of things tend to change, happen apale. But then we have the two teams here together with each other. Team 21, beautiful knock there on the NXG Jinga. Hey, yani jina gani bwana? You know, you'll have to ask if that's the same way as the skill is. But then you can see the SKZ Jamal still finding a way to go in for that push. NXG player Hari trying to smoke up the place here, trying to get the revive on his knock teammate. Of course, the revive is quite important. But then is it going to be happening? Are we going to be expecting anything happening there? Of course, a lot of things will be happening. A lot will be taking place. So at one, and maybe things will be a little bit different for these teams there. But we can see a nade there from SQZ Jamal, probably going to be a Kobe. Doesn't really connect or get any damage on these players. But then NX Jinga is already revived there. So we'll be waiting to see what will be happening here. But the zone is finally moving. Stage 1 going to phase 2, where now the battle has to be a little bit more intense there. The player that is STW Sakuj. And that is Sakaja. Has been locked and fasted, and now you have two players remaining. That is Jamal and his teammate Uzi. Of course, he'll be trying to go in for that push. His teammate is alone there. The players from Team 21 want to go in for that push. You can see how they're scouting the whole place, trying to see if they can spot the last player from the last player that is above them, not the last player from the team. But that is not going to be the case. There is Jamal trying to go in for that push now. His teammate quite surrounded. So let's see what's going to be happening there. Beautiful DBS pre-fire. Does get the damage. Like that is a mistake. Wow, nah, the guy just basically jumped in front of his enemies and was knocked and thus immediately taken back to lobby. Now we have just one player remaining from the SQZ team. This is Group A, and I don't even know what is going to be happening on their side. Honestly, for Group A, a lot has been going the other way. Basically, we thought it is a team that is going to be dominating because we have very strong teams. But when you look at Group A, they're really on the side of the passive gameplay. instead of the aggressive gameplay. But then you have a team there right next to them, Godfather Esports, a team that has decided to change the lineup, decided to change their name. Msifinya, please, because you're going against the team that already has the highest points when it comes to the first week of the group stages. I mean, Invisibles are leading, but margin si kubwa vile. Ukiangalia the teams that are coming just right next to them there, the margin is quite manageable. Any team can go and take the place from Invisibles, or the other way around, Invisible can stay dominating. A lot of things could basically happen, but let's see what their plan is. Invisible players wako na mchezo, wameona push na farasi because hiyo ina make sense kwao, hiyo imeona ina work, but you know that's actually a weakness. If anything happens, it will be easily knocked. Fast knock there, I can't aim, sorry, is down. And I will be seeing what Zabra and his teammates are going to be up to. Zabra, very a slimy player, if I can call him that. He's always up to something. We have the player that tried to go in for that push. Zabra immediately spots him while he tries to do that. Beautiful knock there from Pain, taking 4 all the way back to lobby, and our 2 players remain standing. Pain is actually flanked there. That means that knock would have been really easy because they have the visuals on this player. Beautiful spray there from Pain, and another player does go down from 3F1, and a 1 player remains, Boy Cabos, the IGL, a very good TDM player. If you compare na pale the East Africa TDM challenge, alikuwa kazi. So let's see if that's going to be paying off hapa kwa 1v1. Acha tuone kama it will make sense. Well, then we have the players there from 3F1 have been taken back to lobby. Scar is in lobby, F7 Kog is in lobby, and Carnage, honestly I don't know how to say this name, but he is also in lobby. Now 1 person remains standing, that is Boyka Boss. What will his play be when it comes to this situation? He's surrounded, has 3 players coming towards him, so what will be the plan there? But we can see Prime Clan taking on a fight. Beautiful spray there on the players from TYC. Butcher basically stood there and sprayed. I think hata mimi sidhani skills zangu ziko hapo Butcher. You can pick and do better, you know. But probably maybe there's a panic area there happening for him. But then TYC having 2 players on remaining, TYC, Story and Hesarim. So before he goes in for that push, it seems like there's a fight happening somewhere. Mercenary Union players doing a very late rotation. If you see where MU is right now, I don't know what their plan is. I got a question there. I think you should ask Nades. And they were asking if a team beats the leading team, will ask KPL give them a slot to the finals for the MAC. Basically, if someone beats Invisibles, do they get a slot to PMAC 2025? I don't know what to tell you about that, but that's not possible, guys. Hiyo ni kusema mnataka kutarget Invisibles. You know what? Target that team. Mamalize. Kwani kesho. If you can take Invisibles down, do it. We'll watch it here on the live stream. But other than that, guys, karibuni sana kwenye live stream. If you're already here in the live, it is your girl Michgaming. For tonight, we'll be having 2 hosts with us during every break. They will be talking, or rather analyzing the game, telling us what they thought the teams did or how they felt about tonight's game. So the 2 hosts are Mkali and X Nades. Those are the 2 hosts that we'll be having in tonight's games. Hopefully throughout the KPL Season 9 games, they will be doing the analysis for you guys. Maybe criticize watu hapa na pale. Neds alisema timu yake ni Rush ataangalia, naye Mkali akasema timu ataangalia ni Invisibles. So acha tutaona. Let's see who made the right call. Which team will actually do better? Is it Rush or is it going to be Invisible? But then Prime Xerax, a beautiful nade. We'll be trying to go in for that push. Beautiful damage from SIA. Xerax, they're quite damaged. Story has no idea of where Xerax is, and that's get the knock and the thrust on him. Imagine if Prime Xerax gets a wipe on TYC by himself. TYC, because they're quite damaged, but beautiful Kobe there from Heisai. Oh, that outfit looks nice when he jumped. But I don't understand. Money graphics zangu both. But then again, you have just 11 teams remaining now. Mercenary Union still doing the very late rotation, coming all the way from the southern side of Sanhok, passing through Camp Charlie, going towards the caves, where they might encounter the NXG team there. So watch out to turn if that's going to be the case or not, but they have to be really careful. The zone is about to get a little bit damaging right now. Rex code pia wamekaza. Watch out on Rex code overall ranking na copy. If you haven't seen the overall ranking, you can go ahead and check on Discord. It has been posted there, even on Instagram, TikTok, wherever you're following KPL. We have posted the overall results, so you can go ahead and check on them and see, where this is happening. But then you have the Invisibles there. Jamaa, mbona nimesahau namba Invisibles. We see one of the players there is down. TK watoe Invisibles to na story. TK watoe Invisible, but then you have the player there from TK having the S12K in hand. Their Pain is down as well. Seems like the players from TK will be doing a wipe on the players from Invisible. One person remains standing. That is Zabra. Misses all the DPS shots, and just like that, Invisibles have been wiped out by the Knights. Invisibles, rudini kazi bana. What is that? Hiyo ni nini man? Mmetolewa hivyo raisi. I don't even think TK wamekazana to get that wipe happening, but let's see what will be happening here, because now they have another team coming in to fight them, and that is SU. We have Mahiri, we have Angry Man, QZZ, and then we have 77. I don't know who that is, but it's another team that has renamed them. Mahiri basically nades himself. Beautiful nade there from 77. He will be going in for that push. DBS in his hand. Is it gonna be a Kobe though for that nade? One nade does connect from Angry Man. Beautiful Kobe, and now one person there from TK watching the fight here, being the last person remaining. Will he be able to do something on the players from SU? Their nade is getting cooked up. Is it going to be a Kobe on 77? Has to be careful. It doesn't really connect there. Another nade getting cooked up. Is it going to connect on the players from Team 8? But then the nade doesn't really connect. One player remaining from the Knights. The team that basically wiped out Invisible. But anything can happen. Remember, this is KPL Season 9, where you expect the battle to be as intense as the name. I mean, 9 seasons round. Of course, there are some teams that have changed their gameplay, have improved how they take on fights. Of course, things will be a little bit different when it comes to these games, basically. Okay, Mitch, the mess is very high in the game. I can see it as well as a cast here, so... Poleni sana, I hope I will affect. I really hope it doesn't affect you. I'm really sorry about that. But you can do something about it. We'll be done in the next game. But then you have Brutal Psychos taking on the SU team. They have come to that part of this fight. SU, they're getting eliminations. But then Brutal Psychos are taking on this fight. They are beautiful damage on the knocked player that is QZZ. I don't think the revive will be happening. Basically, acha sasa tuongeze tuchumvi kidogo. You understand Brutal Psychos and SU. Brutal Psychos players are in SU as well. So hapo mkipatana, it's a battle of ulituacha wewe. I will knock you and take you back to lobby without even thinking about it. Lazima nikufunze adabu. You understand? You left the best team there is. Of course, each one of them feels that their team is better than the other. Iyo ni yao waambiane. But as when you're watching the live here, we can tell what is happening there. A beautiful nade on Mahir. The nade actually does get some damage. Mercenary Union third part in this fight. We have a nade there from Nika. Is it going to be a Kobe though? The players there from SU feeling the pressure. Nika and his teammate really trying to go in for that push. They are thinking about it, and you can see the players there from the SU getting distracted. Brutal Psychos, that part of the fight there. Mahiri now last person remaining. DPS in his hand there, tries to go in for that push. Beautiful free fires with the DPS. First knock on the player from MU. Might just be getting another knock here. Almost getting... No way. I thought it was going to be a whole wipe. Getting MU players one by one. He basically had only one person standing from the Mercenary Union team, and that is none other than Glixi. I mean, Mahiri almost wiped a whole team by himself. Wacha sasa tuongee ukweli. I'm telling you, PMSC 2025, ile drama itakuwa hapa, You understand what I mean by drama? All these Kenyan teams are really working towards becoming better teams. So you can see a team getting enough confidence to go against Mercenary Union. When we were starting PUBG Mobile, where ulikuwa unasikia no pressure, Mercenary Union, my friend, you'd panic like there's no tomorrow, because you know this team has been playing PUBG Mobile for the longest time possible. Going against them, sidhani naweza. So of course, over the years, the LAN tournaments have been coming. First one was Red Bull, no pressure, won it. Second one, NIS, PUBG Mobile Africa Championships, Kenya edition, they won it. So now we're going to a bigger tournament, and that is the PUBG Mobile Africa Cup 2025 hapa Nairobi, another land in our country. Now to Jimble Kutenda, but then PvP Senior there from Rush Esports, another team that people are not expecting to see in the top 3, actually made it to the top 3. Rush Esports is actually surprising a lot of us, me included. I didn't expect them to be really this improved, but wamekazana. It's a good thing to see them do. But then you have the players there from Brutal Psychos being taken on by Rexcode. What's up, Skivia from BMGS before the battle passes us, because now BMG is losing players, not Brutal Psychos, and I almost said BPX and another team, but it's BMG and BPX. But then nobody there, and Benton trying to make it to the safest place they can be in, exposing themselves to the zone there might not be the best thing, but then they have Rush Esports right in front of them. The rotation they're making might not be possible if the players from Rush Esports spot them, but then the Brutal Psychos players have been able to secure a compound, or rather a place on the high ground that they can hold since the zone is finally shifting. Not many teams are in the safe zone. PvP Senor, perfect spray on the BMGs, does get a knock there, immediately taking that player back to lobby. But now you have Brutal Psychos and RC. Ai, kwani mmengoja senye nimetulia ndio mwanze kupigana. But then let's see what's happening here. RC Shaki, his teammate, that is Adesanya. Is that a name really? But acha nisiulize sana. But then if that's a name, that's totally okay. But then how the players from Team 12, that is Rex Code Sporting, a team passing by right in front of them, that is Rush Esports and Rex Code Rec. And they're quite low. We can see Rush Black, they're trying to get a push. They're on Rex Zeno. Watch us sasa tuone nani ni nani. But then the battle is finally here. The fight is finally here. Beautiful Nader, who was going in for that push. Rush Arnie is actually down. Black there is down as well. Beautiful knock there coming from PvP Senor. Rex could have just one person. Actually, 3 players remaining. One person is down. Hemo will be going in for that push. The zone is quite damaging, and Senor does get eliminated by Hemo. Rex could there will be surviving to go through another battle tonight, but the zone is not your friend. Rex code, you need to get moving. The revive might not be happening. MERCENARY Union now trying to make it to the safe zone, gatekeeping the players from Rec as they try to make it to the safe zone as well. Sorry, they're quite low, and the last player from TYCOONS Esports has been eliminated. Now we have 3 teams remaining. We have the Brutal Psychos, the Constance, we have RC. What am I saying? RC. And we also have the players from MU as well in the game there. Adesanya quite low there. And the players from MU are really making it impossible for them to make it to the zone. MU losing one player, that is Prison. MU Nika trying to heal up their BPX holding the compound. MU has no compound to hold. But when you look at the players from RC, they have basically, they don't have the safest place in the game, but they can still move towards the safe zone without exposing themselves to teams. And then Brutal Psychos will be holding that ridge there, waiting for them to use that ridge to make it to the safe zone. RC, 3 players remaining. On their left, they have MU. On their northern side, they have the players from Brutal Psychos. So the question is between Brutal Psychos and MERCENARY Union, which team will be giving us the winner chicken dinner for the first game of the night? There, Rusciano, they're using his IQ, trying to make the rotation. If the players from Brutal Psychos actually had really good earphones, it is easy to hear a player like Rusciano doing the rotation there in Query because of the movement on the water. There's a way the character moves that you can hear it in the game, and that should have been the call for Brutal Psychos to maybe try and get closer. The Nadir from Viper does connect. Perfect Kobe on Rusciano. And now RC, the 2 players remaining. Adesanya, the names are still coming in there. Malefic trying to get the thrust happening. And just like that, Rusciano, the kill has been stolen by MU players are taking that kill from Brutal Psychos. And now 1 person remains standing. That is Malefic trying to get the revive on Viper. But as you can see, MU, they are playing quite strategic. They have the zone now. Brutal Psychos, RC will have to come to the zone. I feel like it's close to impossible because I want you to look at something. Look at MU. They have done a rotation on the right side there. They are blocking RC. And then they have 1 player just focusing on 1 team, and that is Brutal Psychos. So they have basically planned this out, and they're waiting for someone to go ahead and make a mistake. MU is going for that win, whether you like it or not. And if I'm being honest, the results from MERCENARY Union when it came to week 1 are really, really bad. They have 27 total points with Invisibles at around 50 something, 54, I'm not sure, but they have around those points. But then it seems like the RC and the Brutal Psychos might not be making it to the zone. Their Viper quite low, trying to make it to the safe zone there. The damage from the zone will be what will be taken. The players from Brutal Psychos and RC back to lobby. And kama kawaida, I won't even try and talk through it because just like that, MERCENARY Union have won the first game of the night. Erangel getting themselves an easy chicken dinner because all the other teams were not in the safe zone when the rotation began. And now we have MU back in the win there with 7 eliminations. Coming in second, you have RC One elimination. Iyo. What happened to RC? Where are the eliminations for RC? Walikampa maninini. But anyway, we have position 3 there. We have Brutal Psychos 3 eliminations. 4th, we have Rex Squad with 6 eliminations. 5 TYCOONS Esports 3. 6 Rush Esports 3. 7 BMGS 2. 8 NXG 4. 9, we have SU with 5. 10, you have TK1. 11, you have Invisibles 4. 12, Prime 3. 13, we have TF1 3. And then 14, we have SQZ eliminations. Going a lot with 4 defeats, we have MU Player Hulk. And Best Companion with 2 rescues, we have MU Glizzy. Well, that is it for game 1. And of course, we'll be going back to our hosts. They will tell us what they think about the first game of the night, and that is going to be Sanhok. What was it something they expected? The teams they were talking about, did they do what they expected them to do? For now, let's go to the host's desk and let them talk about the whole game as we take a quick break and join the other room. The hosts, the table is yours. The floor, basically.
Shukran Mitch.
Okay, Mka.
Yeah.
Okay, Mkali,
So,
what do you think about the game?
Mi by the way hapa tu ni kucheka tu. Unajua kumbe Mitch anasikianga tu hivi vizuri yeye akionea action kwa sideline. Hiyo game ni moto bana. Watu wanapigana vibaya sana mwenzi. But kitu nimenotice hapa hivi ni ati wasi wengi wana avoid last circle manzi. Unapata teams mingi zina avoid hadi compound ikiwa like center zone wanajaribu tu kuiachana nayo kabisa, unapata wana flank. So most teams ziko tu flanking mode tu most the times.
Yeah, nilikuwa nimeambiwa niangalie Rush. Okay, I can't say too much about Rush kwa sababu all they have been doing is camping. I think when you camp a lot, kuingia final circle, it becomes a little bit tricky. So
na kwa ngumu.
Yeah, I think walikuwa wanapiga strategy mzuri from the previous matches.
Wamekuwa na strat fiti.
Yeah, but
unaona pia hapo hivi kitu pia ingine nimeona. Umeona venye third party ni kitu wase wana take advantage of hapa hivi sana juu. Nimeona hii SU wamepiga third party Invisibles, alafu MU akapiga SU third party, so imekuwa commotion tu all over tu.
Yeah, I think unajua strategy ya third party after third party inakuanga good strategies because when you come to these big tournaments, you know, placement hazikusaidii sana, you need kill points. And
yeah.
Ile time mzuri sana ya kuchukua kill points inakuanga saa ya third parties. Okay, pia nimenotice teams mingi, for example TYC, pushing yao imekuwa so weak, wana push moja.
Nimeona Bucha hapo sijui ati anataka kupiga nini. Kwa amesimama kama mti.
Yeah, and also teams zinafaa jifunze kutumia utilities manze.
Yeah.
Hiyo sana yote sijaona smokes zikitumika. I don't know about you but you.
Yeah, by the way wasi watumii smokes sijui kwa nini.
Watu tumii
utilities. Watu wamebeba smoke. I think pia unapata msi anaogopa asiende kushika smoke apate kuna nyoka. So kuna hiyo tension kwa sababu ujue comms za last circle zinakuanga crazy manze. Unaweza kuwa umeenda kusha smoke unaambiwa fanya hivi. So unapata inakuwa intense kiasi.
Sanhok lakini yenyewe inakuanga tricky. So one of the main strategy about Sanhok inakuanga snaking. Snaking is very effective in Sanhok. So
very, very
I wouldn't
effective.
be surprised if teams choose to do the snaking strat. Yeah. Pia team RC imenibamba. They know how to handle the zone. Unajua ni kitu itakuja kuwa very 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 ya watu sana ikifika hiyo time ya African Cup. At least tunataka from these KPL games Kenyan teams ziko na strategy, no rooms for mistake ikifika pale, kwa sababu tunataka so many teams from Kenya qualify. So I think hiyo Sanhok game imekuwa very interesting.
Yeah, imekuwa very interesting. Ujue pia venye unasema snaking ni strategy, ujue pia ina depend. Ni strategy senye umeua mtu but ukiuliwa we ni nyoka. So pia ina balance out. Ina depend venye you know.
titles zinamata kweli kwa game kama hii at this stage. Title inamata
We
kweli.
imagine umenyoka alafu unauliwa na ule mwenye amesnake na uwe mtu. Unaona, two different perspectives. But then again
Yeah.
unapata timu kama hii Mercenary Union, I don't know how they play, but hawa si tu unapatanga last circle watakuwa hapo, they will farm kills na watawin game. Mi nataka
Yeah,
kujua hawa watu wanakuanga wapi game mzima.
that's why hiyo ni the same strategy Rush Esports were trying to do, but for them, sadly for them, Rec were waiting to wreck them up, unaona.
Kikawaramba.
So nilikwambia ukikawia sana in their zone, making it to the zone inakuanga so hard because a lot of teams have taken a lot of real estate, unaona. So inakuwa tricky sana. So what we want to see ni teams mingi wajifundishe kupanga rotations zao mapema na pia when it comes to Invisibles wamethrow hiyo game.
Wamethrow hiyo game.
I don't know.
I think it all boils down to overconfidence. Unajua? Wameingia game wakiwa number 1, wameingia the tournament saizi wakiwa number 1, so they are feeling we have this. But then unapata saizi wamegeuziwa, utapata hata game yao itaanza kukua mbaya kwa sababu they will start questioning everything kwa sababu hawajui kunaendaje rada. Unajua?
Yeah, na nimekuwa so happy about that so that one si hao peke yake wanaweza dominate. Wamefundishwa adabu kidogo at least. They put their strategy back in order, unaona. Okay.
Unapata pia the good thing about KPL ni ati hakuna timu yenye unaweza underestimate kwa sababu pia design zone inakimbiza watu. Umeona kama RC Spikey wamekimbishwa na zone hapo, imewafanya wakathrow game hivyo tu.
Yeah,
hakuna mse mwenye anaweka mind kwa kutupa smokes.
I hope Erangel itakuwa as intense as the Sanhok has been. Tunataka tuone a lot of people doing a lot of fragging, sio just holding and rotating. We want to see a lot of Kenyans taking their one. Watu wapige 1v1s bana, tutaki mchezo bana. Watu wajifundishe kujiko peke yake.
Umechagua Rush. Like a fail. Are you still going for Rush again? Kwa hii Erangel ama unachagua different team?
Me, I wasn't. Nilikuwa tunaangalia Rush kwa sababu they have been one of the most improved teams. We cannot deny them that. Wamekuwa wanacheza game safi sana, but I want to see a lot from them. Because future ya KPL ina ride on such teams. Rush, unaona.
Very good players hapo hivyo kuna kina
Prime, TYC, unaona such teams. So nikiona TYC wana push moja ni kama watu wanaenda birthday.
Ifurahishe. Nimeona unashika kwa gari huko. Sikae kwa gari ukidhania ni Uber. Please. Kaa chonjo. Kuna watu wanataka kukumaliza.
Bucha na push ni kama anaenda kwa butchery, unaona vitu kama hizo.
So people need to be keen. Alafu I think Erangel naweza sema hii SU ni team gani? Wanaitwa SU
was Noble Knights previous. They renamed because of an organization change. So ni the same team Noble Knights from last year.
Nimependa venye hao wasi wanacheza. Strategy yao wana move pamoja and I think hiyo ni kitu moja imewasaidia wakaweza kupiga Invincibles. Wana move wawili wako tu so compact. Umeona walikuwa wamepigwa 3 ama I don't know wawili but wakamanage kuinua players and Mahir almost karibu wa clutch hapo hivyo. Ni MERCENARY.
We also have to give props to TK the Knights. At least wame able to hold out Invisibles. Hawajatoka hapo wakiwa dogo. So they have really done an amazing world of holding their compound. Ingekuwa sizo that party after that party, I think they have wangesecure your compound from everybody else. They have really played well.
From your experience saizi wewe umecheza hizi ma competitions kadhaa. Unaweza advise wase wa crash katikati ama wacheze edge? You know.
Okay, every game start inakuanga na advantage zake. Playing edge na playing center, unaona? So ina depend na synergy ya team venye wanaelewana. If you are a center team or an edge team, kama mnajitambua mnaweza push ama bado pia kama mnajitambua vizuri mnaweza control edge while going with the zone, unanipata? So mna make sure mme clear all the teams. Kama RC, umeona RC venye wamecheza hiyo final circle, they cleared their back. Kuna watu wame hold bado edge, ni venye tu hiyo zone imewatoka, but they really had it. walikuwa wamecontrol hiyo zone vibaya sana. Plus unaona BPX they are a center team, walikuwa wameshikilia hizo compound pia. Hao naweza sema tu bado the zone imewatoka, but all I can say is KPL every team is improving. Sasa hii hakuna team chache, hakuna mtu utakuja pale useme ati tunaenda kudominate. Una dominate nani sasa? Una dominate sasa nani?
Hapa hivi tunafaa kwanza TYC wanafaa watafute kills juu hapo Bucha amefanya mchezo. I don't know sijui ni nini ili happen, but I know naonanga TYC wanatesa sana kwa hizi scrims, so I think hata tuseme ni synergy ilikuwa impotea kidogo hapo, communication kiasi, but they'll be back hopefully. Kwa hiyo Erangel watacheza vizuri, wasidrop hizi stinker bana.
Yeah, I think ni a lot of pressure. Iko na a lot of pressure as you know. Na wale watu walikuwa wanauliza kwa chat kama mkipiga invisible mnapata PMAX slot. I can confirm yes, ukipiga invisible we are going to give you that slot. Piga invisible na Mercenary Union, then tafuta nani zimwambie tumepiga Mercenary Unions na invisibles tunataka slots. Hiyo lazima
Mercenary Union wanafaa wafuatwe sana hao. Wanafaa neutralizewe because you know I think pia teams zinafaa coordinate. Unaona kama sasa hii Mercenary Union wamepata hii win, wanafaa wafanye juu chini wa humble pia venye wamefanya invincibles. Unajua game ikuwe balance, msitake team moja win game nyingine alafu wakuwe wamewacha na gap ya like 20 points, itakuwa tricky.
Itakuwa fiti, but nataka kuona hizi teams zingine pia zikistep up. Nataka kuona kila mtu akistep up. Msipush ni kama mnaenda birthday ama kama butcher unaenda kwa butchery, tafadhali push as a unit, have your overwatches working overtime. Nataka kila mtu yani leo kwa kila mtu
so MVP today's games unaona nani atachukua according to na hii match ya Sanhok venye umeona imeunfold?
Okay, nataka Rush Noob Days achukue ama Rek Keep Noob Days. Rush Noob Days ama Rek Keep Noob. Ayo play hata fumble akiendesha hiyo.
Kwa hivyo hadi usemi mse wa Invincibles ama Mercenary Union watapata MVP leo.
Nataka watu wajae gas hapana. Sitaki, nataka these other teams were up their game. Nataka MVP asikwe kwa those big teams. Nataka teams hizi ndogo ziprove why they deserve to represent Kenya in PMAC. Unaona?
PMAC, yes.
Vitu kama hizo ndio nataka kuona sasa. Kwa hivyo all eyes are on Rush Noob Days na Rek Keep Noob.
Kuna mtu anaitwa Rush Noob Days.
Invincibles wako kwa chat wanachemka tu wanasema huyu jamaa wacha tumnyamazishe hii Erangel saa hizi.
Mimi niko na swali. Ati kuna mtu anaitwa Rush Noob Days. Huyo ni nani?
Rush Noob Days. Nowadays.
Kwani mliachana na Rook ama shingo ilikuwa fupi siku hizi? Rada.
Kuna mtu anasema hapa ati mkali acting nonchalant. Hiyo ni mimi.
Nonchalant, hata mimi I've never really known what that is, to be honest.
Ngoja, mnataka kusema nyinyi wote hamjaenda shule mkasikia hiyo jina.
Okay, chat, so we'll take a break waiting for the Erangel match. Kama uko na swali wewe uliza tu pale tutakujibu. I think teams are getting in the rooms, ndio maana kuna delay kidogo, but we can't wait to see you again.
By the way, wase wa chat, hamjatuambia ni timu gani mna support, you know. Tuambie tujue, tukue pia sisi tuko hapa tunasema Invincibles na nyinyi mnasema ni 44 Nganush.
Well, hiyo ni yako, but as if you've heard from Kali and Nades, you can tell us in the comment sections mnaona timu gani itashinda. Mkali yako still stuck kwa timu yake inaitwa 44 Nganush, but for now hata si break kubwa, like 1-2 minutes, and then we'll be back after a very short break. So msiende mahali, just share the live and we'll be right back. All right, so we are back for the second game of the night, and that is Erangel. This, of course, is my favorite map. I think kila mtu mwenye ameona live, they know how many times I talk about Erangel and how much I think it's the easiest map to play in any PUBG mobile scene. But for now, the game has officially started, so wacha tuingie kwenye game directly and see what to expect from these teams when it comes to the second game of the night. We've seen a lot of people there, maybe in the comments section, giving a critique on teams like TYC, Rexcode, Rush, ESPORTS, because those are teams also the analysts have touched on and talked about them and said maybe they should do a bit better. I've had someone called Noob Days. Miss Day, Jamie hata niko na swali, Ruki alienda wapi bana? You know, but we'll be see how this goes about the second game. Of course, for like a comment section, you can educate Mkali on the meaning of nonchalant, and then maybe at a flow next time at a comment what that means. But then looking at the flight path, we have it coming from Severny all the way to military base, and we'll be expecting basically a lot of fights, seeing that this is actually Erangel, a map that most teams are familiar with. They tend to play Ultimate Royale in Akpelekanga Erangel Ucheza Classic. When you try to random match, the maps will always go to Erangel. Once in a while, it's Akrusha Miramar Malivik. So I'm sure most of the teams are really familiar with how to play Erangel. But as you can see, they have gone to land in places they feel that they should land. We have teams going to Rozok. We have a team going towards Shelter. We don't really have anyone alongside Mansion, Prison. Hakuna watu kwa Yesna, Poliana, there's a team. Georgetown there, there's also a team. So what we distribute across the game. So we'll be seeing how they play and what to expect from all these teams. Rush, Noob Days, sidhani ameingia game hata sijui alienda wapi ama alichange jina. You can tell me about that as well in the comment section. And then we have TYCOONS esports here. They've also been told by Mkali that they should do a little bit better when it comes to the game. Mmoja mambo alikuwa anaenda birthday, mgina mambo alikuwa anaenda butchery. So TYC, I hope you have a plan on that. Mwamwe mnaenda kupata chicken dinner and not going to either birthday or the butchery, because the analysts here nje Kenya waliona mkifanya. So I'm really sorry that even jamambiwa, but please do something about it. But we have Wally there saying 44 Nganushon top. Mi hata leo nataka kusema, leo nataka kwenda wanvuana Mkali. Mwenye anashinda yeye ndio Mkali. Nikishinda Mkali ana change jina, anajita TYC Mitch. Okay? Mumeisikia kwa live, mumeisikia loud and clear. Nikishinda Mkali 1v1 ana change jina yake, anajita either TYC Mitch ama Mitch Gaming. Mimi atawaambia analyze kama he agrees to that or not. But then we have also the RC team there. Shaki, Spiky, Rashiano, and Adesanya. Last game, they did not really make the right calls. They were a little bit late when it came to zone rotations. That forced them to lose the fight there against Mercenary Union to the zone. So I hope for this game, they have a plan. They're here in Rozok. So they're playing it a little bit safe. They're basically in the safe zone from the beginning of the game, so we'll see if that does pay off. We have the 3F1 team. They're landing in Stalberg, quite far from the safe zone as well. So that's a team we'll be waiting to see if they actually have a plan on how to go about this game of the night. Will they be making a very late rotation like Mercenary Union and then come and get a chicken dinner after that? So that's something we'll be looking at to see if that's going to be the case or not. Looking at another team just to see where they've landed. When we go to Georgetown, we have the Knights there, a team that took out Invisibles. Invisibles wakuja wajaribu kuwapiga 1-on-1, tuone nani atashinda man. Wakuja wapigane bana, then tunyamaze, tuseme Invisible si manoob, hiyo maybe walikuwa na warm up wakachia TK. But if they don't do that, then I think TK might just be better than Invisibles. Hapo sasa sitaki kubishana na mtu, I'm just stating facts. The Knights are better than the Invisibles. Easy peasy. But then now we have them here in Georgia, on the northern side of Georgia Pool, going against the Mercenary Union. Again, another very powerful team. So we'll be seeing how they go about it. MU there, they have a push going there. MU Glixi will be getting closer to the player from TK there. He's quite aware that he's there. He is preferring there. Hey, watu wako na earphones za 1000. Watu wa 200, how you feeling in kwa comment section? Hizo earphones hazisikiangi kitu. Ikishachapa unacheza kwa umeyuma kuna meno. Mahiri alikuwa anacheza game akiwa ameuma earphones. Yeah? Na huyo Mahiri ndiye alikuwa wipeout MU. Mwenye anauma earphones akicheza. Anyway, kila mtu na skills zake, kama earphones hazifanyi, hiyo ni hiyo. Naona Edu amekuja hapa akasema we meet UC. I think Edu umefuata hiyo UC sana. The 300 UC ichukue please. Sijaona mtu anakumbuka hii kitu hivyo. Mimi hata nilisahau. But then again, thank you so much for everyone who participated in the survey. Up to 40 plus people responded in the survey there on KPL and what to expect from KPL. So we'll try and implement what you guys asked so that everyone in the KPL scope can feel seen and heard, and then you can enjoy the games in KPL. But then looking at TK here, we have the player here, Fallen. Is it TK4? Fallen Hero, Fallen Gamer, Fallen Cup, and then Fallen IGL. So you have Fallen IGL, they're just chilling on the roof here, waiting for the players of MU to basically get closer. And then now we'll see what his, or rather the plan for his team is going to be. But for now, nothing will be happening here since hatutaki kudili dali pale kidogo. Let's do rotations. We were still looking at where the teams have landed. We have the Brutal Cycles there. They got to be position 2. In the last game, they lost their chicken dinner to Mercenary Union. Actually, no, they got position 3, and then our RC got position 1. And the team there was also highlighted by Mkali is the team. Okay, before we go to that team, we have SQZ landing in Ferry Pier. There's no one there with them. They're quite safe for now. Rex got their landing on the sides of Quarry. A very long time since I saw people landing there. But the team that was highlighted there by Mkali is that is SU. It is a rename from the Noble Knights, and he noted how they have good synergy and how they're moving together as a team. So, like I said, unaona vile tumezoea NP nashinda kitu. The thing about the Pubg Mobile Africa Cup is hatutakuwa Kenya peke yetu. Yes, wamesema pale offline will be in Nairobi, Kenya. I'm hoping I'll see you guys there. I hope tutasalimiana. Wacha salimiane Mkali. I want to say hi to Mkali. Last time he came to the LAN, hakunisalimia, alikuwa ananisalimia kwa simu. What bad manners is that? But next time when the LAN is here in September, of course pia dates zimeandikwa kwa the registration uko 5th 6th, 5th 6th sijui. Iko mali hapo. I hope you guys will be there to support your Kenya teams. But like I was saying, these are teams zenye stand up to represent Kenya. Hapo kidogo dust itakuwa. We're not even sure of how it will go because it's Africa, guys. Mnakuja kupigana na watu wa Nigeria, South Africa, Mauritius. Wani watu sijui wametoka wapi. People who have been playing competitive for like 5 tangu anze PUBG amecheza competitive. Wao wameanza juzi KPL. So, it's going to be a little bit tricky, but for the people playing KPL, I think wamejipanga wana train kidogo, so itawasaidia when it comes to how they're going to be playing in the grand finale for the PUBG Mobile Africa Cup. Mniangeleshe vizuri niwaambie venue iko wapi. Muone kama mnaweza afford kwenda any jokes. It's a lie. But look at the invisibles there from team 10. They're also making their rotations in the game here. The players from 3F1 now, they're going towards the safe zone. They have to be careful though when you look at your sniper, Liana. There is a team there. That is NXG, so we'll be seeing what they go, or rather what they say about it. But acha tutaona itu Rush, we'll see. Ati 44 nganusho atashinda, guys. I don't think so, but acha tutaona. Wako mbali sana kidogo pale kwa points, lakini hawako walinishtua, points ziko fiti. But then you have TK there, the Knights losing players 1 by 1. Fallen Gamer trying to get the revive on their knocked teammates. Fallen Hero there, they will be using the vehicle to go towards the safe zone. Like I said, when you compare Group A, Group B, Group C, the team that is the most aggressive is Group B and C. That's the most aggressive. Man, Eli sina pesa. Nitakununulia DRP. But usijali, inshallah 5 years from now ERP kujia after 5 years. But then you have Hero Frank, they're asking Zeus Sungura alienda wapi. He's around, ni vile maybe he may pause on the content creation, but he's still around. So yeah, one day maybe mtapatana naye. But guys, I'm serious, Hiyo land tusipopatana, tuna rub friends sisi wote, kila mtu ende dunia yake. Tuache hata kuitana content creators and fans of PUBG Mobile. Kila mtu ahame Kenya, okay? But looking at TYCOONS esports now, they have a team, they are coming on their side. Pochinki is not really a safe place to be in because most people are really familiar with Pochinki, and going towards that place might be very hard. But then look at Prime Sukuna. Ni wale watu wazazi wanatuambianga ogopa. Huyu anajua kujitetea kwa maisha. Juu ni nini? Anyway, there we have the players from Rexcode engaged in a fight. So we'll be going there because the game has been a little bit silent, and Mitch anaweza ongea sana mpaka aboeke, okay? But then have the players there from Rexcode. Zeno is actually down, and we can see the players from Invisibles. We'll be going in for that push. Brutal Cycles as well is engaging in this fight. Here, red player Cool Boy does get a knock in the fast from the players from Brutal Cycles. 2 players have been knocked and casted by Cool Boy. Well done, my friend. You're doing actually a good job there. But then we can see the player there from Invisible will be exposed. And Rek Hemo there has been knocked as well, and that means the players there from Rek have lost almost all their players, and now they have just 2 players remaining. And now we have Nuas, they are getting pushed by the players from Invisibles. I can't aim, they are going in for that push. Zabra on the back there will be making the rotation. Might just be spotting Rek Nuas. The spray will be there. Pain getting the damage on Nuas, and he is down. 1 player remains standing. And that is Cool Boy. It seems the 2 for the DBS master when it comes to Rexcode there. The players from Invisibles are coming in for that push. The player seems to be quite composed. I mean, composure, pick your fight one by one. Can he and Azaba going in for that push? The nade does actually get the damage. And the players from Invisibles, easy peasy wipe there on the players from Rexcode. They had 2 teams, them Brutal Cycles and the Rexcode. Rexcode took on Brutal Cycles. Invisibles also took on some players from Brutal Cycles. But then again, Invisibles decides, let's take on another fight, because the first game we had there, hakuna kitu tulifanya na tulionyesha dust na the Knights. Hiyo hata hao walifeel, but mimi sikuifeel. Mimi nilikuwa hapo shouting and vouching for the Knights bana. The Knights wanna destroy Invisibles. That's crazy. But then looking at the players there from NXG, we have NXG Toxic, TF Fear, we have Jinga and Hari. So we'll be seeing what these players are about, but we'll see what they're on. And then we can see, by the way, it's like I got a receipt from TDM giveaway today, because ni kama nilikuwa nimemaliza UC zangu na leo nikifungua game. Yes, all the people that got to win the UC giveaway during the East Africa TDM challenge giveaway, the 300 UC was sent, as well as the winners for TDM, they also got their UCs. So mnaweza waambia watengeneze content wakispin, but wamelalisha hajui kitu. Then looking at the players there from NXT, they're changing their position. There was a team that is getting closer to them. We have a team holding at the school apartments, that is SU. Confidence ya kushikilia school inatoka wapi, guys? If you look at the map, you have Rozok, Gatka, Pochinki, Ferry Pierre, Farm, but you decide school is what makes sense for you. Man, that's crazy. No way. I make a poll for what exactly? I think we'll see. Mbuzi, I think Mbuzi unakwanga umekunywa ama umechukua kitu before ni text. Mbuzi comes to the live and says, weka games za group C leo saa 8. Kwani Mbuzi upendi kulala? Ampendi kulala. Unapenda sana kusumbua micha. Skia Anyway, what do you want the poll for? I think the moderators can do so. Kina Needs. Leo Needs jona chat yake na nilikuwa nafaa kumpatia the mod role. But Isa Mohammed, they are saying Invisibles, the goats, sijui. Ni mambuzi ndio, lakini kwa skills I don't know they are the goats, I'm not sure. But acha tutaona, maybe there's something here. But then you have TYCOONS esports holding Pochinki. Ini group A inaogopa vita. What is happening to KPL? There was a time you'd watch KPL, ukisikia group A kwanza unatingika kidogo. Unasema, "Wah, huko siwezi." But then this time round, ukisikia group B and C ndio unatingika, but then you have a player prime player being surrounded by all these players from NXT. Might just be getting a knock there, but unfortunately the player is quite surrounded, and NXT are able to get a knock and a thrust on Prime Zyrax. But now the Prime team having a few players remaining on their side, and NXT Jinga. Vitu mbili kwa line moja ni stress. But then we have him there getting knocked. You can see XYZ trying to cook up a Kobe on the players from NXG. The nade doesn't really connect here, but then the players from SU are third parting this fight there. We can see Mahiri. We can see Mahiri Sai. I can bet on you. I'm Uma earphone. anaenda kupush. He will bite the earphone and push. I'm 100% sure. But then maybe that is the trick. Nunua earphones ya 200 na uume ukicheza. But then have their Mahiri trying to cook up a nade. They're on the players from NXG. Will the nade actually connect? It doesn't really do that. But then he tries to cook up another nade. Is it going to be a Kobe on the players from NXG? The nade doesn't really connect and still tries to get the nades there. The players from NXG as well are really working towards it. But then Angry Man cooking up another nade. But then NXG Jinga. Toto. What is NXG Jinga doing, guys? What is happening there? Beautiful knock there from Angry Man and an immediate thrust on NXG Jinga, because what is that gameplay? But then NXG, they have been 2 players remaining from their side. That is NXG Toxic trying to go in for that push. 2 knocks on Mahir's name. 2 knocks and actually 1 knock, 1 elimination, easy peasy for Mahiri. His name is none other than SU Mahir 77K. But then you have the players there from BMGs. They're losing players one by one to the players from Invisibles. Ni kama pale dust kidogo imeongezeka, because now when you look at the players from Invisibles, they're going for that push. One person remains closer there to the players from Invisibles, does get knocked and thrusted immediately. Now one person remains standing. Big Man there, Nate is getting cooked up. It's just a Kobe, and that caused literal pain, just like the name of the player, giving BMG Big Man pain. Because why were you holding a shark, my brother? Probably Big Man was just chilling in that shack, waiting for someone to expose themselves and maybe see what someone's gonna do. But then that was not really the case there. But then have the players there from RC going in for that push pain. They're getting a knock on the player from the back there. Rusciano has been knocked and busted. The other player there as well has been knocked and busted. And now you can see the RC player there, Spiky. I was saying, Mambo Siangu, Spiky doesn't want content. Spiky, utaki content ya KPL? Because why you running, my brother? Why are you running from the fight? Ingia katikati waoneshe hizo skills za Ultimate Royale. I'm telling you, Ultimate Spiky pale anatesa Waarabu. Lakini just like Blade said, it doesn't understand what KPL has. It might be Juju, but surviving KPL is harder than surviving Ultimate Royale. Jua Kenya ni wazimu kwa game. But acha tuone, there we have the players there. That is Rush Esports taking on the players from 3F1. They seem to be taking them one by one, taking them back slowly. And now Boyka is down. So that 2 players are remaining from their team, and that is Kafuana. That name. They have the player. They're going for that pushy. Yo, have you seen that skill there? He basically jumped out to the window and went in for that push, taking that player from 3F1 down on his knees. And now another team does come into party. We have a third party. Invisible is the third party, taking the last player from 3F1 all the way back to lobby. And now Rush Esports feeling surrounded. Pain, they're going in for that push. 12Ks does get the knock and the thrust on the player from Invisible. That is Rush, not Invisible, but Rush. That is Rush Black here. Icon Tame is down. Rush player does get knocked from the back. And now these teams are giving each other pressure. Arnie with the pre-fires are trying to get damage on Zaber. And now Invisibles will be trying to go in for that push. Arnie waiting patiently for the players from Invisibles to go in for that push. He has to be careful. The one grenade, one perfectly cooked Kobe might be the reason Rush Esports will not be winning this fight against the players from Invisibles. The revive will be taking place there. Icon Aim is still down. They don't want to get the revive happening. They're still thinking about this. But then the players there from STW will be the reason Rush might survive if they decide to third party. But then we have teams that choose not to third party. Any chance they get, they'll always avoid a third party fight. But then you have the Invisible, the player they are paying, taking the rotations on the player that does get damaged on the players from STW. But will he be able to go in for that push? Rush Esports there. Arnie has to be careful now, because the Mercenary Union team just passed by and we had a scout happening there. Glixie as well joining the party. You can see him watching from the side. They're waiting for a chance, maybe for a teammate from the Invisibles to make a mistake, and then we'll be having one of the teammates from Invisible easily knocked and thrusted by the players from Mercenary Union. RC player Spiky, last player, has been taken back to lobby. Seems like the GOAT, Mbuzi Mezo, does get a knock and a thrust on the player from Invisible. That is Pain. He made a rotation, but amende wale wa. But then you have Invisible. I can't aim. They're passing by where we have the players from GOAT's team, that is STW. He's trying to scout out the place here. Will they be engaging? The zone is actually closing in. 4th phase of the zone. We are going to the 5th phase of the zone. What is your plan, my friends? Exposing yourself like this is a big no. 7 teams remaining. The zone is actually moving now. who will be the safest teams when it comes to this zone rotation. Ruins there has a team holding, that is TK. Invisible players there, Pain there has been taken down by the zone, and now Zabra and his teammate Icantame will be trying to make it to the zone there. Zabra has been knocked by the zone as well, and you have a team that is right in front of the last player from Invisible, that is STW. They can hear the vehicle passing by, but they have chosen not to take on this fight. Zabra unfortunately has been tasted by the zone. Mercenary Union now finally make it to the safest place in this game. They are in the safest place that you can be in when it comes to this KPL Season 9 games. Group A, Week 2, Day 1. Tomorrow, Day 2, we'll be having Group B, and then Day 3 for group stages. For Week 2, we'll be having Group C. But then for now, it seems like the Knights have lost the last teammates, and for the TYCOONS esports, they're still in the game. Seems like hizo maneno zake na mkali kuambia sijui wanaenda butchery. Neza akasema butcher alikuwa anaenda butchery, mwingine alikuwa anaenda birthday. Might just have gotten to them now, because you can see how they've changed their strategy. They have survived this long, so that's a positive thing for them. But I'm not sure. TYC Butcher there does get knocked as well, taken back to lobby immediately. MU players wako na MU week 1, what is happening now? Week 2, MU is all over the place. Is this why they win every LAN tournament in Kenya? Because MU is dominating. 5 eliminations to their name. We had Invisibles there last time. We checked on them. They had at least 6 eliminations. But then we have a team there passing by. We have the players remember that is SU, another team that is doing really well. 7 eliminations to their name. They need to make the rotations. They need to make it to the safe zone. We have MU players there. We have MU Hulk. That is Hulk 999. He's just waiting for a team to make a mistake. Let's look at SQZ. That is Squad 0. Very nice name, by the way. This is the newest team in KPL Season 9 as well. They are in Group A. I don't know how they landed here, but here randomization when I hit the wrong people. So SQZ doing a good job surviving this long. Might just be getting a chicken dinner if they keep it safe. They have the numbers. They have 4 players, so they just need to keep it safe. SQZ waiting for the player from Invisible to make a mistake. MU as well waiting for the teams that are making the rotations to see if they'll be stopping them from making that rotation happening. TYCOONS esports trying to do rotation. Rush esports player Arnie does take on a knock there on the players from SU. Now makes it impossible for them to make it to the zone. Arnie basically reduced their chances of surviving this game, and now Angiman will be revived there. Mashir quick to his feet there, gets the smokes out, does get the smoke in place here, gets it safe, and now of course we'll be getting a revive. So SU might actually survive this. SQZ has a chance as well of taking on SU. All they need to do is just third party this fight, but I don't think they want to expose themselves at any point. All they want to do is just wait, and they have a teammate there, anaitwa Sakuj 4, but then TYCOONS esports there have been eliminated by one person. Icantame has eliminated TYC by himself. Nah, MU players, they're trying to get a push on happening for the player from Invisible. That is Icantame. The nade will actually connect there, get some damage on the players from MU. First thinking there does go to the building, because now the players from MU will be getting the rotations. The nade is actually there, but then Icantame basically went to that vehicle. But I don't think he predicted that to happen. It's basically a mistake, and he was taken back to lobby. Another 2 teams that are remaining, MU and SU. As you can see, MU is basically scouting the place, looking for the kills. Then STW player there has been spotted beautiful damage from the players from SU. Mahiri there does take on the rotation. Has to be careful, because now the players from MU are aware of his location. They will try to get this elimination. His vehicle being quite damaged as well. But then MU players are really playing on the aggressive side. SQZ player is down as well. STW Day 4, I think I'm going to call him that, goes immediately to MU there, does get knocked and tasted immediately. And now MU having an easy rodeo there with the players from SQZ. Easy peasy. MU need to look at them as they're trying to make it to the zone. And that team has been eliminated by the Mercenary Union. And now Mahiri will be trying to stay safe there. But then unfortunately, the player there from MU is on the high ground and can easily get to knock you because of your feet. Game number 2 is done. Mercenary Union, second chicken dinner of the night. I mean, bro, guys, tuongeni man. I have nothing against MU. If anything, their leader, that is Kafi, very good leader by the way, and He's very friendly and also following a lot on the PUBG mobile scene. Not only Kenya, he does a lot of digging here and there. I mean, MU is always everywhere, guys. We need someone to do something to MU, not in a band. Hey. Wacha tusome results. Nimeongea kamkamba. But then MU, they are winning the game, getting a chicken dinner, 12 eliminations to their names. Second, you have SU getting 8 eliminations. The third, you have STW1. 4, we have Invisibles. They're with kwani Invisibles walikuwa kazi gani? They have 17 eliminations. Then you have fifth there, TYCOONS ESPORTS. They have 1 elimination. 6, you have Rush with 3 eliminations. 7, we have TK, 0 eliminations. 8, RC, 0 eliminations. 9, 3 F1 1, 10 Prime 0, 11 BMG 0, 12 NXT 1, 13 Rex Code 2, and then 14 you have Brutal Psychos with 0, going all out with 60 feet, SU Mahiri. Best companion 2 rescues, Invisible player Zaber, and then finisher with the final elimination, Mercenary Union player Nika. I mean, that is it for game 2. I just need someone to do something, man. I have nothing against MU, but we need a team that can contend MU. A team that can make MU sit and say we might lose our slot in the global scene. Lakini ni sawa. Maybe I'm overanalyzing sijui. But as usual, guys, tonight we have our host there. Iyo kazi ni yao. Leo kazi ya Mitch ni kupiga nduru na kuangalia game. So let's go ahead and join our host there and see what they have to say about the second game of the night. Nades and Mkali, the floor is yours. You can tell us what you think about tonight's second game. That was Erangel. I mean, drama ilikuwa hapo. But I just need, before you guys tell us anything, mkiangalia MU, man, unless the Mimi, but do you think there's a team that can contend MU with their skills and experience in the competitive scene in Kenya? Compare them to Kenya teams. Nades, Mkali, floor is yours.
I mean, MU is a very good team. So, yes, there are a lot of teams that can bring a lot of competition and hit to them. I mean, we have seen it before. As you can remember, a while ago in KPL, teams decided to play Operation NP. So, they really know what the Kenyan players can really do. But at this point, I believe wamejipanga vizuri. They know what they're doing. They have the experience. They have the manpower. They are bringing a lot of competition to the KPL. So if teams think they can overthrow them, they really need to work hard and play smart. Ama nafikiriaje Mkali?
Mimi hapa kwa MU hata nashangaa sana. Yaani hawa wasee wanatoka out of nowhere, washashika center zone, ni kuvuruga watu sasa. Hadi wamekanyanga, I touched you, amekanyangwa na gari hapo, but I think hawa wasee wako na AGL strong sana na decision making yake, kwa sababu ungeona hiyo building hakuna msee mwenye alikuwa ameenda kuichukua. Hiyo IGL alimekio call, wakaenda wakaishika, and umeona imepea fruits. At first hata nilikuwa nadhania TYC ndo watapata the win, kwa sababu hiyo drop spot yao ilikuwa W sana. Pochinki ilikuwa imekaa kwa zone for the most part until ikawatoka wakaenda kwa pia wakakufa. So
yeah, exactly what we are saying. Positioning is very important in the game. Teams really need to know how to protect early, position them. Yani, the IGL should be predicting the zone before even it comes out. Yani, the level we are tumefika hapo, the IGLs need to do that, because ikifika pale ni PMAC mjue, teams are going against good teams from Africa. They have experience, they've been playing screens, wanajua nini wanafanya. So hapa KPL we are just polishing teams, yani tunawapiga tu rangile ya juu kama kipara ya Eli hapo tu juu, ndio at least wakienda hapo mbele wanajua nini wanafaa kufanya, kwa sababu we really need that. So
but for a moment hapo nimeona Invincibles wamekuja mbio
wamekasirika,
walikuwa wamekasirika hapo walikuwa wamekasirika vibaya sana. Naona wametoka na almost 17 kills ama ni 18 jangeleze
eliminations.
17 kills nimekwambia wase wataingia Erangel na watasema lazima tunyamazishe huyu na hadi bana.
So nashanga what's happening to Rush today? Is Mjomba around for them kwa sababu they are not fragging to their potential. I know that team has a lot of potential. Rashani, a very good fragger. I don't know what's
I don't
really
know what's happening. But sijui kama umenotice, but these guys they have been third partied like ile serious.
Yeah,
Kumekuwa
okay.
na
As a competitive, you should be ready for third parties.
for
I
that
think
parting.
by now teams should have trained how to hold compounds, specific positions. At MU when you unacheza, you can see the split they're doing 1-1-2, 2-1,
2-2.
3-1,
Yeah.
2-2, you go. So in a dependent situation, teams really need to know how to position themselves, how to split depending on the situations, kutumia scouts wao vizuri. Okay, unaona kuna hadi tu a certain player anaweza tumika as a deterrent. You just shoot teams, at least wanajua hapa kuna watu they can't push ovyo. You get me?
Yeah,
Vitu
by then
kama
nimeona nini
Yes.
MU, if you noticed kuna huyu MU Hulk ama if I'm not wrong ni Hulk, sino?
Yeah.
Mse alikuwa alikuwa tu ana spray tu even though hakuwa na ammo, and pia unge notice formation yenye walikuwa wamechukua like kila mtu alikuwa anaangalia area yake, like those guys were just praying. Unajua like hii area ni yetu, hakuna mse mwenye atakuja, because you know once uko kwa gari alafu umesprayiwa, hata kama ni gari imeshutiwa from somewhere, hautaenda hapo, unaona. So I think pia imekuwa strategy yenye imewasaidia hiyo sport, hakuna mse mwenye amecrash.
Yeah, vitu kama hizo ni important sana. So I hope coming to Miramar the next match teams zita focus on those things that tunasema hiyo hapa. I hope the IGLs wanasikiza. Tuone kama circles huko at least zita favor the other team sasa, because inaonekana wataki kupiga those mighty rotations, unaona. So
But I think pia zones, I think pia kutegemea ati zone kufave, I think pia hiyo ni the worst idea. Unajua?
okay,
Unafaa kuwe prepared for anything.
ukikuja kwa hii game at least you know luck pia plays role, unaona. Pia
Yeah.
luck ina play role kwa situations, unaona. Unaweza angukia zone ikufave the entire game. Ndio upate at least kama you are not a placement team, at least hapo unatoka na placement zako 3, 5, vitu kama hizo. Ina depend saa
But pia
zingine.
ukiangalia venye Invincibles wamecheza hiyo game, I think utapata wako juu ya most teams zenye hata zimekuja top 5 kwa sababu ya top 10 kwa sababu ya kills, unaona?
Of
Juu
course,
unapata
of
huwezi
course.
tegemea hizo placement points 2 ama 3 na wale wasi wako na 17, so saa zingine pia unasukuma.
Yeah, pale kama ume notice from Invisible gameplays wanapenda kutafuta kills, of which hiyo ni strat yao. So eliminations zinakuanga very important kwa game. Sasa unaona unaweza kuja number 10 of which
But
ni
I
zero
think
place.
pia you need to
uko na
analyze, ujue when to go for the kills na when to kumedi, unajua kutulia tu.
Vitu kama hizo. Okay,
But
so
I think pia
malizia.
Rescue Esports wanafaa wa improve. Nimeona Spike amekimbizwa huko mbio mbaya bana. Mnafanya jamaa wangu mbaya. Wamemtoa mbio huko, design nyingine sijafurahia. So Rescue Esports and then
hata mimi
haraka.
RC I'm concerned.
Yeah, they have the potential.
We know their firepower. Wanafanya Spike anakimbia sana na bagi bana. Kila match lazima atoke mbio. Sijafurahia hiyo maneno. Nataka kuona maboys wote wakipull in the effort. Watu wasikimbie sana. I think tutateka a short break ndio team waingie slots haraka tuende another match. See you guys the next match.
Bye.
All right, so we are back. Welcome back to the third game of the night, and that's going to be Miramar, the biggest map basically in PUBG Mobile esports scene. Kupigana hapa, it's never that easy. All right, sorry about that, but let's do a quick overview of basically where people were expecting them to land when it comes to the third game of the night, and that is Miramar. Hapa kama kawaida, I see some people in the comment section telling watu wa Group A that wacheze a little bit more aggressive because the finals, but you do understand this is the last chance for the Group A players to make it to the semi-finals and then the grand finals. And then the thing is, you need to understand that people are actually practicing for PMAC. PUBG Mobile Africa Cup 2025 is not just any regular tournament. This is a chance for the African teams, even if, okay, we are not going many of us, just one team will be making it to the global stage. That's a big deal for people. So you can see most teams are really practicing. I mean, you can get the servers where people do scrims, zimeja, like there are no slots. People are just registering and trying to level up their skill sets and maybe become better. They're training their close combat. They're listening to steps, fragging, easy zote. So if you can see people playing the same way in KPL, because in their mind, anasema, I have to make sure that I'm the best team in Kenya. So when I'm trying to qualify, hakuna team ya Kenya itanipiga. Mnanielewa? So they have to have a mentality around it, but then you have the players from Invisible taking on the players from 3F1. One of their teammates is already down, and we can see Boyka Boss there trying to cook up a nade. Is it going to be a Kobe on the players from Invisible? I can't aim, they're getting closer. The nade is actually perfect. It does get some damage on I can't aim there, but that doesn't really get a Kobe on I can't aim there. Boyka going in for that, was trying to get the jump shots there, but then he's surrounded. I can't aim there, getting good damage, and Beautiful knock there from Pain. Basically, Boyka is surrounded there, and we can see I can't aim there trying to go in for that push, and that does lead him to get knocked there by the player from 3F1, and now they need to find a way of getting the revive, but then they have to be careful. Another player from Invisible, that is I Touched You, is just on the other side. They are Pain, they are getting revived as well. So these two teams are really stressing each other right now. I Touched You as well has been knocked and fasted. It's a 3F1, a team here that is going to be taking on the players from Invisible, taking them back to lobby. Mwanyame agitate watu wa Invisible. MU are in the game mapema. They have actually had, and we can see a nade there being cooked on Sakobi. Does actually get some damage on Boyka, but then the players from Invisible quite surrounded there. They have to be really careful. Another nade is getting cooked up. Is it going to be a Kobe? They have to be careful. 3F1 is getting closer. Cook up the nade, my friend. The nade actually damages him instead, and he has to find a way of surviving this. Brutal Cycles as well seems to be having a fight against the BMGs. MU taking on Rush Esports. So hapa ibite isharaka so we can move haraka because it seems like they have had the call for the player saying let's play aggressively. Beautiful knock there from Scar. Pain, where are you running? Basically, just shot people young, and when they saw it, they attacked it, and just like that, Invisible players have been eliminated by 3F1, taken back to lobby, easy peasy. But then as they do that, let's do a quick rotation to where we have the players from MERCENARY Union. I was trying to think which... Hey! MU has 3 players down. No way, guys. Rush Esports is actually going to wipe out. Not even Rush. TK and it was actually TK and Rush, right? Yeah, true. MU is going to be wiped out by either Rush or TK. This is getting better by the minute. There, Senior, they are trying to get some damage on the players from MU. A shotgun in hand. Not many people are good at using shotguns, so if you see a player using a shotgun, then that player is quite confident. Uyo kijana amejiaminia, so let him do his thing. But then have Rush Esports, their players also going in for that push. They basically split each other so that they can be able to go against the two teams. Only they're trying to go in for that push. Fallen Gamer does get a knock and a thrust on Rush and with the S12K. And that is quite unfortunate. There we can see PvP Senior getting knocked as well. But the MU players, they did get a revive. They did compose themselves. Now they are ready to go in for that push. And they will not let any team take their title away from him. This... No way. MU have been eliminated by Rush Esports. Beautiful last elimination. They have S12K from Rush. L7K44 does get the last player from MU with an S12K. Bro, I'm telling you guys, just listen to this. MU used this chance to maybe increase their experience when it comes to a competitive scene where there's a lot of pressure, and they did that. But now Rush Esports was also in the same pressure as MU because they had TK and MU giving them the pressure. So Rush was more composed. Initially they lost Arnie, but then that did not stop them from continuing with that fight. I do not know about you, I don't know what your plan is, but Rush Esports, that was beautiful call from you guys. Beautiful gameplay, and that survival actually will pay off in the future when you're trying to play in a competitive scene. As usual, if you're watching the live stream and you're yet to like the live, please go ahead and like the live stream. If you haven't shared the live stream link, just go ahead and share the live stream. Make sure your friends join us here tonight, because you know what, it is what it is. You know, wacha kuja wajienjoy. This is KPL season 9. Utakuja kuelewa Kenya ameiva game lini usipambia wase story. So go ahead and tell them about it, and watch our Kujaji enjoy, right? But so far, so good. A lot of teams are now playing it a little bit safe there. No one really wants to engage in any fight. We have the SU team here, a good team that Mkali has really grown fond of, liking how they play. But then he did get to put RC on the limelight, and he told us that RC were, well, something is happening in terms of their gameplay, because RC, they went for that push, they went towards Invisibles, and they were wiped out easily. I don't think that fight lasted more than I don't even know, 2 minutes. No, it didn't last that long, and you saw how they were wiped out easy peasy by Invisible. Spikey there tried to retreat, he went away with the buggy. He was also caught because he was alone. But I'm really worried about this team SU here. They're quite far from the safe zone. I hope they've gone towards, they're planning to go towards the safe zone. This is Miramar, quite a big map. If you're lacking in terms of utilities, you're going towards the safe zone. The blue zone does get quite damaging. It has a very long distance to cover before you make it to the safe zone. So SU really need to get their play right here. They need to make the rotation ASAP, otherwise that won't be the case if they are not careful about it. But then have the RC team there, Spikey, Shaki, Adesanya and Rashiano in the game. They're also trying to survive. They're making the rotation. We have 3F1 here. Beautiful play for them. They were able to take out the players from Invisible. That was actually really good. But acha kwanza tupitie pale kwa comment section, because ni kama vita kidogo inatulia and the teams are making their rotations. But hata mimi nilikuwa nimejiuliza, yani kipara ya hili ilikuwa imechill tu, then ikatajwa. Oh, damn it. But it is what it is. They am Kali talking English before GTA 6. I know, right? Hey, hata hata yeye mwenyewe najua ameshtuka, because that's really najua kwa na expect that. But anyway guys, as usual, I hope you're sharing the live. Tafadhali share the live stream link. Get as many people to join us in the live here. This is KPL season 9, the home of battle in the PUBG mobile Kenya gaming scene. So kama hujafanya hivyo unatukosea. Okay? Unatukosea bana. But so far so good. No fight is happening. TYCOONS esports there is in a safe place, but they have to be careful because 3F1 esports is there. Rush Esports will be coming in from the back. It seems like Rush lost 2 of their players. That is PvP, Senior, and Rush Annie. 2 of them are taken back to lobby. Really unfortunate that happened to them, but I'm hoping that they'll figure something out there and make it work for them. But if they do not, then that will be unfortunate, seeing that they actually survived between 2 teams, that is MU and TK. So we'll be looking to see what their plan is. And for this 3rd game of the night, which team do you think is going to be winning? Because now the reigning champions MU, 2 chicken dinners in a row, have been taken back to lobby. When I look at the overall results when it comes to the let me even check to week 1. Okay, when it comes to week 1, MU, I told you, had 27 points. Let me show you. I can't show you, so let me read it for you. So when the results were posted for the overall ranking, MU was not really doing really good. They had a total of okay, it's good, it's here. So MU, they are in the, they're in the first page from position 1 to 16. That is page 1 of the results, and MU got 27 points from week 1. That gap was too big. I mean, I think they have closed it now in 2 games. They have probably earned 20 points. That is already 47. So they have basically jumped from position 15 to position 3, because position 4 has 46 points. So they made it all the way there. But now teams like Rush Esports, they've tried to, Thala Esports is not in the game. Where is Thala? I was asking myself, which team is not here? Where is Thala Esports and War Esports? 2 teams, right? Unless I'm getting it wrong, but then 2 teams are not here. But then you have TYCOONS Esports have been spotted by the players on 3F1, and TYC Butcher immediately takes to his buggy and goes away from this fight. I mean, kijana ametolewa helmet, akachwa forehead ikininginia in public, and just like that he decided, okay, fine, I am not going to engage in this fight. I will be retreating and avoiding this fight as much as I can. But then TYCOONS Esports really need to get their points up right now. Even when it comes to the overall points, they did not have good points. They made it to the 2nd page of the overall ranking, so that really needs a lot of improvement to do. 15 total points from week 1. That's very, very little, and they need to really work towards making it grow. Kwani mbuzi ni wangapi? Kuna mbuzi na kuna mbuzi. Kuna jina nye. Jina nye pia inaitwa mbuzi. But let's see. Let's see what will be happening here, and what to expect on tonight's 3rd game of the night. A lot is going to be changing. There we have the players from TF1. They are making their rotations. We have the players from SQZ making their rotations as well. Sijui kama mnaocheza hiyo game ya Korea Invites. Ngoja acha kwanza. Ngoja kwanza ni wachapia hapo vile nimeona drama Kuna watu wameiva hii game hata sidhani wanaangalia screen wakicheza. Damn it. Yani I was watching mpaka nikajiuliza, mimi nimecheza PUBG miaka 6 na sina skills. Am I making noise? But anyway, ni saa mimi maybe nilikuja PUBG kuzindikisha watu na makills kuwapandishia KD. Hiyo pia ina shida. Thank you Jamal Arigato for subscribing. That's subscribing, right? Becoming a member. Thank you so much. But then we can see just 9 teams remaining. There's nothing we're going to be seeing here for now. We'll be having people just waiting for a chance maybe to expose themselves to engage in a fight. And then hapo sasa ndio taanza kuongelea vita. iPad would be better. Guys, I don't own an iPad. I'm using my phone to stream, but inshallah, majaliwa, Mungu akipenda, we'll be having better devices for streaming. For now, we'll watch game, all right? Enjoy the live stream. Let's see in the next few months what I'll be getting for streaming. Kwa sasa tuvumilie, right? But we have the players here from SU. They will be making their rotations as well. We're in the 3rd phase of the zone, going towards the 4th phase of the zone. They have a team there on their right side, and that is the team that is RC, Shaki, Spiky, Adesanya, and Rashiano. We'll be seeing what to expect for them, or rather what is their plan. But if they have a good plan, I don't know which graphics I put in this game, man. Let me see if HD is going to be darker. Oh, that's where the color is. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Poleni. But then we have RC Shaki there. He can't see the players from SU. Probably will be waiting to engage, but then he has to be careful. Mahiri is watching from the right side. They are getting the flanks happening there. RC getting some damage on SU players. That is Kuel. He's also in the compound there, trying to stay as safe as possible. Mahiri there does get knocked by Shaq, and that of course will be his chance to go in for that push and get it fast happening, because as you can see, Shaki immediately went to his buggy and decided to go in for that push. And now the players from SU will be trying to get closer. Spikey of course will be going in for that push. Kuel Has to be careful, has been spotted there by Shark. Immediately does reflex, looks at him immediately and does take his time before engaging. But then Shark, you have to be careful. Q's spray is actually quite dangerous if you're not good. And you do not have good reflexes. Kuhl will actually take you down, but then you have Kuhl there going in for that push. Spiky has to be careful. The S12K on Kuhl's hand there is going to be a very lethal weapon on Spiky if he's not careful. But then Spiky there does get the knock there on Kuhl. I mean, Spiky might just be better than Kuhl when it comes to using the shotguns there. And Spiky trying to get the thrust happening there. The player from SU Mahiri is still down. And two players remain standing. That is QZZ. The naders come in there. The damage is in. And he immediately retreats and avoids this fight. Mahiri there has been taken back to lobby. That's really unfortunate. And knock is there. And the players of RC now playing like it's ultimate. Angry Man there does get some damage on Adesanya. But looking at Angry Man there, he's quite low. Rashiano going in for that push. And he flips there and does do his thing there, changing his vehicle seat there. And gets the last player from SU all the way back to lobby. Seems like RC are finally getting the skills up. So hapo maybe for Minajipa for the players of RC. The person asking Rush is in which number? Rush is actually number 3. They had 51 points from week 1. Looking at how they played today, I'm not sure they'll be holding the position 3 for that long, seeing that we have teams like Emmy that are really coming up. RC as well is really coming up. They're trying to close the margin. So hapo kidogo, I'm not sure if they'll be keeping the same position there. I'm not really sure. I won't promise. But then you have team 13. They will be holding this compound now, but they have to go away from this fight. RC there, they were able to win that fight, but then going away from this place might just be the best place to do, best thing to do, sorry, because the place is no longer in the safe zone and they need to get moving. The players there from TYCOONS Esports, they will be waiting to see how to go about this fight. TYC has been surviving for quite some time. The only difference is that when it comes to their points in terms of eliminations, they do not have that much points for the elimination points, but for placement points, we can see they're getting to accumulate a good number of points for their placement points. But then you have the players there from 3F1 for eliminations and to the name, taking on invisible players, taking them all the way back to lobby. I forgot Blade's name for invisibles, but I wanted to look at his play and see how it's gonna be. But let Infinix officials know that. Know what? That I need. Actually, anyway. Yeah, guys. Inshallah, guys. I'm telling you, inshallah. Let's wait on God's will and see how it goes now. But we have the RC players, they're getting knocked. Ni kama vita imewaka mahali, and that is the players from STW. Spiky that's getting knocked and dusted. Another knock is on the STW players, the SQZ. And the players from RC are going in for that push full force, wasting not a single minute to go in for that push. And now Jamal there will be looking from the side, and his teammates here are getting knocked one by one. Got Mezzo has to be careful. He's getting pushed there. Does switch to DBS. Does get the shots there, and does get the knock on Sharky. I mean, once you get a knock, you have to do the necessary, and that is tasked that player all the way back to lobby. RC players are getting quite comfortable now. They're not thinking through it, but it seems like Jamal there has been gotten by third party and has been taken back to lobby. So we'll be seeing what is happening on the side for TYCOONS Esports, because now Rex Squad has decided to go in for that push, and they are third party in this fight. And look at what is happening there. The players from 3F1 are also watching this fight. Beautiful damage there on the players from Rex Squad. Will fast knock in. And of course, the players from TYC, seeing that one of the players is down right in front of them, they should have taken that knock. Elimination is easy. TYC Butcher not aware that there's a knock right in front of him that might have cost him basically a free elimination point for his team, but he's not aware, so that will be unfortunate. But then TYC Story, they are passing by the baggy and has to be careful. The 3F1 players getting the damage on him while he does the rotations, but then he's still trying to get the task happening there, and just like that, TYC Story does get to steal that elimination. Rashi Sports watching from afar. They do get a knock there on the player from TYC. How did they end up on the wreck side? But for Rashi Sports here, they are making it quite hard for TYCOONS Esports. The same place, the same thing is happening. NXG are also third party in TYCOONS Esports right now. So let's see what we'll be expecting. 8 teams remaining in the last zone. So watch it, wonder what their plan will be, or rather what are they looking to do for their team. We have the players there from NXG, that is NXG, Jinga, Toxicari, and Omega. They have the players from Rocky Sports only right there. There's no misalignment with them. Actually, the only team that is safe is 3F1, Brutal Psychos only. No one is safe now. No one is safe, but then you can see the players there from Rush Esports trying to get some damage on TYCOONS Esports. We'll be moving to the 6th phase of the zone in less than 10 seconds. Excuse me, so we'll be seeing how to go about this, but they have TYCOONS Esports there. Excuse me, TYCOONS Esports do make it to the shack here. It is no longer safe here, TYC. I hope you have a plan for that. But then the zone will be moving. TYC players not have vehicles to go towards the safe zone. Butcher will be running towards the safe zone. All of them now feeling a little bit confused. They don't know who to carry. Honestly, focus on the zone. It doesn't matter who you carry. Just go to the zone. They're Brutal Psychos now are holding the compound here. They will be waiting for a team to get closer to them. Rush Esports losing players one by one to the Rex squad there. NXG holding the compound here. The safest they can be. I don't know how they made the rotation, but then when we were looking at the game, they were far out in the blue zone. But now they are in the safe zone. Last player from Rec, that is Mewers, will be looking to go towards the safe zone. Now the zone is also closing in, so his place right now is no longer safe for him. TYCOONS Esports, like I said, for TYC, they're accumulating the side of placement points, but in terms of eliminations, TYC does not have enough eliminations. So TYC, Moha and his teammates will be holding that compound. We can see some damage there on NXG Omega, and now the battle will start increasing. NXG has to be careful. The players on 3F1 have the high ground. They have the safe zone. So every single team will be trying to make it to where they are right now. Brutal Psychos no longer in the safe zone. We can see them trying to go in for that push. You can see the player there going up the hill, trying to get closer to the players from 3F1 because they're a little bit distracted here looking at the players from NXG. So they should go for that push. Viper should get closer. TYC, they're losing players one by one. I don't think they're going to be surviving. Like Muaz is patient. He does not expose his position to anyone at all. Yeah, nangoja tu zona songe. Perfect strategy here. Solo, do not overthink it. Nah, let's see what 3F1 will be up to. And Butcher, kuna nyama kwa hii game bana. No way. Butcher just went there straight trying to go to get the revive. Looking at 3F1 player there is FZ Cog. He was able to see him while he was making the rotation, but then 4 teams remaining now. 3F1, we have NXG, Brutal Psychos, and also we have the player there from Rec. That is Muaz. He's going to be playing a little bit safe there. He doesn't want to expose himself at all, but then 3F1 here have the high ground. Omega, they're losing players one by one to the safe zone. Viper coming in from the back there. They're putting the pressure here on the 3F1 players. Viper now will be going in for that push, but then he has to be careful. The players on 3F1 are quite aware. Malefic there with the rotation. Look at 3F1 get sandwiched by a team because they're not aware of the beautiful damage from Brutal Psycho player. But then again, he does get knocked there by 3F1 Pog because he is on the highest ground right now. He can see everyone from Brutal Psychos as they try to go in for that push. 3F1 player's card does get finally heal up. Cog, they're trying to cook up a nade on the players from Brutal Psychos, but is he going to be connecting yet? The nade's not really connected. Damage is actually there. Cog there doesn't really change. He is a basically exposed character, because I don't know what he was doing there. But then you have the player there from BPX being knocked and thrusted. Same to the last player, that is Viper. This game might just be 1 for 3F1. As you can see, Gyros, they're trying to get some damage, and just like that, 3F1 have been able to eliminate Brutal Psychos. 1 player remains standing. Rick Muaz, kijana alikamp, akakamp, na ikajipa. Ha! Ikajipa, but let's see what is going to be happening. Either kijana ajifinye ama impite. Baracha tutaona. Oh, bro. I didn't even notice this. No one told me. Bro, no way. But then we have the last player here. That is Rek Moors. He will be trying to go in for that push. Let's see what his plan is going to be. Because now he's just going to be leaving the kill to the zone. Does expose himself. The F1 player does get a damage. He exposes himself there. Does get a knock on Cog. Then he tries to thrust him. He actually thrusts him. And just like that, even though he was a solo, he was able to take on the last one player, at least from 3F1, even though he was the last person standing from his team wreck. I mean, hapa ni lazima nipigane naye mpaka game ishe. Anyway, that is it for game 3. 3F1, they're getting their winner chicken dinner, and they get to have 18 eliminations in total. 18. Let that sink, guys. 18, okay? And then you have second Rex Code there with 3 eliminations. The third, you have Brutal Psycho 3. 4, we have NXG 1. 5, you have TYCOONS Esports 1. 6, you have STW 3. 7, Rush Esports 6. 8, RC with the 8 as well. 9, you have SU 0. 10, BMG 0. 11, TK 2. 12, MU 2. And then 13, you have Invisibles with 0. Going a lot with 7 defeats, you have 3F1 Cog. Best Companion with 2 rescues, 3F1 Scar. And then finisher with the final elimination, 3F1 Boyka Boss. Well, that is it for game number 3 for Group A. Remember, for them, this is game 7 out of 8. They're supposed to play 8 games in the group stage. So they have one more game to go, and then it will be an easy peasy done week 2 for Group A. But for now, let's head on over to the hosts' desks and see what they have for us in terms of the third game of the night.
We have seen Miramar, it has been intense. I'm glad what you talked about the last game. Easy team zingine, at least they've been able to step up. At least both Invisibles and Mercenary Union have been taken out the start of the game. Time ijakuwa ati yao ndo wanadominate
kabisa.
Tumekuwa tukisema we need other teams to step up, they've stepped up. Ni kama walikuwa wanatusikiza vizuri, so at least hapo nimefurahia.
Umeona hadi wamepiga blade na wakamdunga pana
bana. TYC ndio nashanga hawataki kubadilika kabisa. They'll be pushing one by one, si ndio?
I think IGL wa TYC anafaa nini? Akae chini ajifikirie.
Wananibamba sana, but at least we have the live standing now. So at least mkali atawaambia how the live standings inakaa. And at least teams wajue mali wako and what they need to push for. Remember, only top 8 is progressing to the semi-finals. So mkali abwambia wase teams gani ziko top 8 ndo wasikie.
So kwanza wanafaa tuambie wanaonaje as per venye standings venye wameona hizi games. Watu wanafaa tuambie hapo kwa comments wanaona aje. Unajua hatuwezi ifanye kwa rahisi hivyo kwao. Wase kwa chat wanafaa tuambie. Chat imenyamaza sana. Anyway, hiyo game imekuwa interesting kidogo na naangalia nini BPX manze ni fall off ama ni nini jusielewi. Wamejaribu kushika center, and again nilikuwa nimesema hii unpredictable zone tena inakuja kuplay a big factor kwa hizi games. Kia tiji umeshika compound una get too comfortable, anything happens.
Niko hapa nasikiza.
Wase kwa chat, guys, we need you to engage. Tuone kama so hapa hivi kwa hizi standings nataka mse mwenye ana predict vizuri hapa kwa live, kwa comments mwenye anasema na ndo number 1 namtumia so sahi. Mwache kuzuba hivyo. Mwenye ana predict ni number 1 anapata 100 sahi.
Kwa hivyo watu wasilegeze hapo.
Watu wasilegeze man. Kwa inaongelesha ukuta. Umeona hapo mwisho. Oh, guy. Anyway, so nasema umeona Mwaza amepiga knock and toss hapo hivyo
Mwaza amenibamba. Dakika mwisho mwezi enda peke yake.
Manze, love for the game ndio hiyo sasa. Usikubali kutoka bure. ameamua yeye anatoka na hiyo, but hiyo team imewin ni 35 ama ni 351 manze, wamecheza vizuri manze. The first team kutoka na kills mingi leo.
At least
18,
wamesikiza,
no?
wameprioritize zone mapema. Rotations zimekuwa perfect from where they first played. By the way, wajenda sana, they landed in Montenuevo na hawajakuwa kimove sana, so I think ndio maana hiyo zone imewafavor, wamefarm kills from taking out invisibles, wakamo from hapo sasa ni kufarm, na unaona venye wamepata lot of
pia venye 351 wamewin, hiyo ni it's good for the tournament, kwa sababu sasa hii unaona MU Invincibles, RC saizi hii game ya mwisho, normally wase game ya mwisho wanachezanga tu hivyo, but at least hii game ya mwisho naona itakuwa interesting kwa sababu wase wanajua wame waste points kwa hizi 1 2 3 games, so hii lazima wa lock in, so at least Erangel tutapata game iko intense.
Speaking of RC and SU wamekuwa na very legendary battle hizo shotgun jamaa. Hawa watu na shotgun ni nini bana? Spike amepiga mtu DPS ya kisogo hapo. Ni kiul amezimwa na hiyo DPS bana. So GG's to Spike bana. Hizo shotgun zimenistua bana.
So anyway, hizi nini ziko updated the table, so
yeah.
So unachiki bado hakuna mtu bado mwenye amepita the reigning champions wenye bado wameshikilia pale, na by the way leo hajatoka na win. But tunaona changes juu Rush wamelegea kidogo hapo, so they need to improve. Leo wanacheza na strategy gani, na venye leo ulikuwa umeingia ukiwa support bana, kwani wanakudisappoint tu.
Wanadisappoint bana, and they are their biggest fan bana.
But I think concern iko hapa sahii, tunafaa tushughulikie Brutal Psychos, kwani hiyo timu yenye ilikuwa inacheza the previous tournaments waliachana ama ni nini imefanyika juu sielewi.
Sijui hata mimi nini. Every time they are losing players quickly unapata
naona hadi tournament wanacheza very safe.
Yeah, wanacheza too safe and they have the points for semi-finals. I don't know why they don't want to go all out. Scones, nini inafanyikia team mtu wangu? Jacob, what's the problem bwana? What's the problem? Abu somea watu hizo standings at least.
So tunaona Invincibles wako number 1 even though hawajapata chicken dinner leo. Sio?
Hawajapata chicken dinner.
Yeah, lakini ile kufinya wanafinya.
Si avocado tu wanafinya.
Hiyo ni hapana bana. Wako na eliminations 55. Placement points ndo even though unaona by the way hao ndo wako na placement points mingi of all the teams.
Nini
Invincibles
wako na placements
na venye wamekuwa kufa like the first teams, so sielewi.
I think is from
then we have
week 1 and 2 now. Week 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Like update live, yeah.
So Rush wametolewa number 2, of course wamekuwa wakicheza sijui nini kunaendelea, but ani kama unanisikia saizi manze, step up kidogo kwa sababu a lot is on the line. Unajua mna train ya vitu mingi sahi, so kazeni. So MERCENARY Union saizi wako number 2 currently, 41 eliminations, 25 placement points, na both of them they are tying chicken dinners, yeye na Invincibles. Hakuna timu yenye iko na chicken dinner mbili, si ndio? Hakuna. Then we have Rush, they have 36 eliminations, placement points 25, wametai na MERCENARY Union. Hopefully watarudisha number 2 yao. Mwache ku let down huku mtu wenyu. Then number 4 kuna Prime. Hii Prime Kwanza unajua kuna game fulani hapo, sijui jamaa alikuwa anajiitaaje. Kuna kadhe Prime Sukuna. Watu wake wanakufa huko chini, yeye ameuma huko nini? Ako juu ya inaitwa aje ile?
Huyo ni Angle
Yeye
Boy
anaonea tu mbali.
Angle Boy.
Number 5 hiyo. Endelea.
Number 5 ni Slaughter Unit SU. Wako na 33 elims, 11 plays, a total of 44 points. Number 6, Rescue Esports, an elimination count of 20, placement of 12, 32 total points. Squad 0, position 7, elims ni 17, placement ni 13, a total of 30 points. Alafu finally, our top 8, number 8, Rex Squad, with a total elimination of 15 and a placement of 12, wako na a total of 27 points. So TYC mko number 9, mmeachwa na points 2 peke yake. So kama mjasikia jina yenyu, you need to pull up your socks in the last match at least to reach a threshold of 27 points. Upite Rex Squad ukwe juu yao na 28 points, you qualify for the semi-finals. Usipo, it's GG's from here on out.
Bana, usitake kupitwa na pia 44 Nganuthia wana qualify bana. Utakuwa ukifanya nini?
Yeah. We will take a short break tupatane in the last match of the KPL Season 9 Group A group stage.
Kadhi EKPL bila kills, wewe umekuja tu kuendesha gari. Wow. EKPL si rahisi we. We. Naona venye watu wanacheza hapa. Mimi najua hatutapenya roho safi. Acceptance is key. Yo finals. Yo finals hapana. Sasa amejam tu sana. Alafu mniambia ati mimi naleta hapa hiyo niambia unapeleka huko Kronos na Sport. Hiyo hiyo.
Licha nafaa nazipost results hapo, game ikiendelea wanacheki
bana before ianze.
Inaonyesha results hapo. Bado game ijaanza, game 4. Ni timu gani ijatoka kwa timu gani?
Hiyo wo.
Ni nani huyo anataka kutumia hiyo chance kuiba? Huyo ni mwizi. Ngoja game iende kuanza umtoe. Na nani hawa anapeana hizo codes? Anza game man. Hiyo time imekuwa nini? Si time imepita. Wow. So, tustreamia hapo. We to mute.
All right, welcome back to the last game of the night, and that is Erangel. I mean, tumeona drama. We've listened to our analysts. They've said this and that about every single team. So there are some teams that need to pull up their socks. But before tuongelele yote, the game has officially begun. So wacha turuke hapo ndani mbio mbio tuone what to expect, seeing that this is basically the last game of the night. And of course, for Group A, this is the last chance to make it to the not the grand final, the semi-finale. So looking at the flight path, we have it coming from military base all the way to closer to Napoliana, basically on the eastern side, of Erangel. And this being the last game, of course, we'll be seeing maybe some teams will either play too passive, they will land the farthest they can land from this zone, and then they'll come back and now engage later. What is that? What is that, man? But thank you for the super chat. Though I cannot say that out loud, but thank you so much for the super chat. I do appreciate you. But then looking at the game there, we can see some teams have gone to learn in places they feel that will be either the safest for them or maybe how they want to play it safe, if I can put it that way. But we'll be seeing how that goes and what to expect in this last game of the night. We still have Brutal Cycles going all the way to military base. We've seen Mkali been quite concerned about how the Brutal Cycles are playing, or what has changed, or rather maybe they've changed their structure, or how they're going for the fight. So a lot of things could be happening right now. So we'll be seeing if that's really the case, or maybe it's just sometimes it's the competitive scene that makes you tense a little bit. So we'll make all of the assumptions you can make, but the only people who can answer us what is actually happening is the Brutal Cycles themselves. Excuse me, they'll tell us what really changed. But let's do a quick rotation. The safe zone decides. I will go the least expected place kwenye no one thought about it. Wacha ni land huko kwa mashambani nje kila mtu anitafute huko, you know. But ni sawa anyway. So we have the safe zone going towards the western side of Erangel, covering areas around Georgiapol Hospital, Gatka, Quarry, Ruins. Those places are safe. But then you look at the map here, you can see most teams are not even landed in a safe place. We have a team here in Pochinki, two teams actually in Pochinki right now. We can see TYCOONS, ESPORTS, and 3F1. So we'll be seeing between the two teams which team does get to dominate. And then we have SU as well. They've landed in Rozok, so we'll be looking at them to see what the plan is. They also have Invisibles as well, landing alongside Shelter there. They do not have a team around them. Look at the RC team. They have landed in around Gatka there. They have no one as well. But then it looks like TYC Butcher has decided this time I'm going to butcher people. The last time we were there, we were the ones being butchered. But then this time round, we are the ones butchering people. So let's see how that does play out for these teams. But then looking at a 3F1 there. They will be waiting to see if they'll be able to get the revive on their knocked teammate, that is Boyka. He's still down, and they should have a plan for it, because if they do not, it's going to be very impossible for them to survive. Just give me a second. My headphone imeanguka kidogo. Sorry about that. I'm back. So looking at the game right now, so TYC there did get a knock on Boyka, but then he seems to have been able to get revived. So that means that the odds are now evened out. They will be engaging in that fight later. Looking at SQZ there, they have also landed in the most... how do I put it? The least safest place in the map. Novo is too far out, and they need to find a way of getting to survive this. But then you still have fights happening here and there. Brutal Cycles going there to meet it to base. They will be staying there for quite a while. So TYCOONS Esports there, they have 2 players down from 3F1. Seems like TYC now is playing on the aggressive side. They're trying to get as many eliminations as possible. But then you can see his side, they are going in for that, which has to be careful. He might be exposing himself there. The 3F1 player does expose himself. Beautiful damage. Moha should come in from the back and be able to get a knock there. But then 3F1 getting surrounded. Everyone now has to find a way of surviving this. But then Moha there is really slacking with that cover. Scar is quite low, getting Molly there. He might just get knocked there, and we have the first knock again on the player. They are being taken back to lobby immediately. The 3F1 now facing the wrath of TYCOONS Esports after all that criticism. Now they're trying to get their gameplay up there. The nade would actually connect. 3F1 has to be careful. TYC Story going in for that, which the DBS does connect. One person remains standing. Boyka trying to get the pick up in there, but then beautiful DBS from TYC Story. 3 eliminations for TYC Story, taking out the players from basically 3F1. We have the MU and Invisibles. Kazi tuende kazi bana. CME and Invisibles, nimesema nini? RC and Russian Invisibles. Mi naona jina MU tu kwa akili. But then you have the Invisible players there. Have lost one of the teammates. That is Zaba. And it seems like they are retreating from these fights. And they do not want to engage at all. Rush is what they are doing. Their rotations, they're waiting for the chance maybe to engage. So we'll be seeing what happens there. But then it seems like tonight, Scurvy's wife has decided to join the game when the game is about to end. I left Scurvy being called Cowboy. Scurvy, what happened? What happened? But ni sawa, you know. Kila mtu na jina yenye anapenda, sio? But then the Brutal Cycles, they are being taken on by the players from the Knights. We can see TK, Fallen Hero, TK, Fallen Cup, TK, Fallen Gamer, and his teammate Alan Uzi. There they have the players from Brutal Cycles right in front of them. Malefic there is down already. They need to get their healings happening. They need to get the revive happening. But then Malefic is quite in front here. He will be trying to retreat, but then he's lucky here. Seems like the players from TK did not think about getting the thrust there on a Brutal Cycles player Malefic, and we'll be seeing Gyros going to get the revive happening right now. I see Cog has just said, just call me F7. So I'll be calling him F7 for now because that name is confusing. But 3F1 unfortunately have been eliminated. They got the chicken dinner for the 3rd game of the night. Alafu kufika kwa this game, mambo ikaribika, mambo ikachemka, and they have gone back to lobby. Brutal Cycles, they are getting damaged one by one. They have been taken on by the players from TK. The nade actually almost connects. Gyarados here trying to get the healing happening. The players from TK playing very aggressively right now. So Brutal Cycles really need to get this working. Gyarados here quite far from his teammate. The nade actually connects there. The damage on Gyarados being quite high. Nades are still going towards him. The damage, of course, and that's like that. The Kobe does connect. TK being able to get a knock on BPX. They tried going for that push. Beautiful spray from Viper. 2 players down from TK. Viper, please go up the bridge. If I were Viper, one thing I will do is just go up this bridge, or rather down the bridge, sorry, and go on the side and down under the bridge. They're using the basically there are some, how can I put them, some, not tunnels, but there's a pathway beneath the bridge where you can get your opponent by surprise. So if I were the BPX player Viper, just jumped on the right and got the players there by surprise, but it seems like he does not have a plan to do that. So now they'll be trying to get the revive happening here, but then TK players will have lost 2 of the players, having only 2 players remaining, Fallen Gamer and Fallen Captain. So Fallen Captain will be going in for that push, and Nade is getting cooked up. Gyros is quite low, by the way. Seems like he has no meds. Does heal up? The nade actually connects. A nade coming from BPX also comes towards the Fallen Captain. The knock is there. Beautiful spray from Gyros. Now 1 player remains standing. That is none other than the player from TK. That is a TK Fallen Gamer. And of course, he has to find a way of surviving this, because now BPX is playing on the aggressive side. Mkali did question what happened to the Brutal Cycles. The nade connects. 2 players down from the Brutal Cycles. 1 player remains standing. And that is none other than Gyarados. Yo. So that nade was what we call a Kobe. So now Gyarados there has to be really careful. You can see their Fallen Gamer using the gap that I was talking about to get your opponent by surprise. He's trying to see if he can get to see maybe Gyros' feet here, but then Gyros is also aware that he can get damage from there. And now we can see Gyros going in for that push. Last player from each and every team here. Esto Kenehane, a free fire is happening. The damage is up there. He misses all the shots, but then luckily last shot there does get to knock, rather eliminate the last player from TK. The Knights, and just like that, Brutal Psychers have finally lived up to their name. Kali was quite worried, questioned what is happening to Brutal Psychers. Why are they losing fights this way? What is happening to them? And now the tables have turned, and Brutal Psychers is dominating the game. They have gotten at least the first fight here done. They have gotten themselves basically 4 eliminations already. So that's a good sign. We can see that the fight there happening between RC and the players from SQZ. Squad 0 has been playing a little bit safe here, and they're actually surviving. So I guess Siri ni kujiamini. Jamal there is down, and now he has to find a way of getting that push happening, that revive happening from his teammates, basically going in for that push. BMGs as well. Honestly, everyone is looking at Brutal Psychos, but I haven't looked at BMG because BMG is a good clan here. But then right now they're having a very hard time trying to survive. Looking at No Mercy, he is quite low. He's the only person remaining from his team. Rexco there are really going in for that push. So No Mercy right now will be forced to do something about that. But then luckily for BMG, Rush Esports might just be somewhere engaging against the players from Rexco there. They are third part in the fight, and they will be coming in for that push. Nades getting cooked up there. No Mercy has to pray to the heavens that the players from Rush Esports will be getting the players from Rexco all the way back to lobby. Otherwise, this will be impossible for him to survive there. This is Tangly. Bruh, change your name. But then Red Cool Boy there will be going towards his teammate already. Tangly there cannot be revived. Has been taken back to lobby. The rotations is finally happening there. PvP Senior coming from the right now. And we'll be seeing what he's going to be up to. But then beautiful spray there does get a knock on Red Cool Boy. Another player here from BMG is actually lucky because no one is going to be pushing this player. TYCOONS Esports in Pochinki. The last time we left them, they seem to be going against the players from Mercenary Union, and they're actually giving them a hard time. So watch out to kimbia hapo kidogo too, just to see what's really happening between the players from MU and the TYCOONS. Mbona siwezi move. But then it seems like MU, beautiful spray there does get unlocked. That is playing their third part in the fight. Invisibles immediately coming in for that push. Vehicles going in for that push. MU players have been eliminated. TYC as well might be facing the same fate right now. Invisible players will be giving them the pressure. Hey, Yay, last player remaining from TYCOONS Esports. 4 eliminations to his name. 7 eliminations to TYCOONS Esports. But then a chicken dinner is far long gone for TYCOONS Esports right now. The nades will be getting cooked up. They're trying to get the pre-nades on the players from Invisibles, but then the nades also coming from Invisibles. And looking at the side where we're expecting Yay to see a player from Invisible, he doesn't really engage. And just like that, Hyun Bin has been able to take on the last player from TYCOONS Esports all the way back to lobby. Ni mambo gani bana? But then you know what? It's fine. If it works, it works. But then I have 7 teams remaining. We are in the second phase of the zone. We will be going to the third phase of the zone. It seems like for this game, teams are playing a little bit more aggressive. When you look at the players, let me see. Give me a second. I didn't realize I put this thing off. But when you look at the team that is Mercenary Union, they've lost this fight in the last game of the night. Third game of the night, they also faced a lot of challenge there, and they were not able to survive that long. But when I was looking at the overall ranking there, I realized that Invisible is still dominating. No one is taking them out. No one has been able to eliminate them. So a lot, of course, is changing. And ni kama hatuwezi predict anymore. At this point, we cannot make any predictions, but then Invisible's players are lucky. They did get a third party the fight for MU and TYCOONS Esports, and of course that did somehow work out for them, and they are able to be here now, surviving and fighting to get a chicken dinner. We have the RC team, another team that has been really wanting in terms of their skills. When I look at RC's general ranking, let me look for them. RC the last week, RC last week, that is Rescue, they had 24 points. 24. Misji nini naendelea kwa akili ya watu RC? Spiky, Shaki, Rashiano, what is happening to the team? What is really changing? Initially, when you saw a team like with Spiky, you have to be very scared because Spiky is actually a skilled player. He plays in 3 fingers. I don't understand how, but then you have the Brutal Psychos. They are taking on another fight. Even though they already have 7 eliminations to their name, they're ready to go into another fight right now because I think Mkali alifinya mtu mahali. I think Mkali got to someone's nerves. At this point, alisema hapo BPX, hapana. BPX wamekaa chini wakajita mkutano, and now you can see what's happening. They have actually come up with a way of surviving the game. They're with a way of getting as many points as possible to their name. Even though the last 3 games hawajafanya vizuri, I'm not sure it's going to be able to basically cover the gap they already had there, but acha tuone. So SU is close to Brutal Psychos. Just to give Mkali a heads up, some players that are playing in BPX are now in SU. So there's something there. But tutaona, we have the players there from Russia also taking on a fight. Hey, Cowboy ameingia game. Nimeona Cowboy. Ui. But then you have 7-7 there. Does get knocked as well. I'm not sure if 7-7 was Kuel. I think, yeah, it's Kuel. He's down, and now we can see the players there from Rush Esports being aware that they have a knock on their side. They might just probably going for that push. Let's see what's going to be the plan, whether they're going for that push or not. But then Rush Esports there, 4 players to their name. They're still surviving. 1 team in the middle, that is SU. So will they be able to survive? Sijui. Kila mtu na skills zake ajitete kupata the win for these games. Basically, the last game of the night for Group A in the Kenya Pubg Mobile League group stage. They have played 8 out of 8 matches for tonight. So acha tutaona kama it was worth it or not. Here yote tutaangalia to see if that's the case or not. But then the players here from BPX will be waiting and holding there for quite some time. So acha tuzunguke kidogo. We have NX, Jinga, Hari, Fear, and Toxic there. They're also quite safe. No one is engaging with them. Last player from SQZ has been eliminated. 6 teams remaining right now. We have at least less than 2 minutes. We'll be going towards the 5th phase of the zone. So by the time you get here in the live stream, you can tell us in the comment section the last game of the night. We've already lost the Alpha team. That is Mercenary Union. Invisible is still in the game. RC is still in the game. All these teams that we've seen them dominating previously are still in the game. So tell me in the comment section which team is going to get the chicken dinner, and then Mkali atakubea credit ya 10 bob. Easy. Predict the right prediction. 10 bob worth of airtime. I mean, leo jaongea na msupa, hujamdanganya, vile sijui nini uko na mali ya nani. Ya labda, but I'm not sure. But if you want the 10 10 bob, just give us the right prediction for KPL season 9. Na wewe na msupako leo mtambiana sweet lies hadi mlale, right? Then you have the players are there from RC. Adesanya, Rashiano, and Spiky there. They will be waiting to see whether they're going to be engaging. You can see what's happening right now. Teams are getting closer to each other by the minute. SU here has to really go towards the safe zone. Invisible players, some are by the shore. They have their vehicle there destroyed. The zone will be moving. They are in the safe zone for now. But for how long will they be holding the safe zone for this game? So let's see what will be changing right now. Will the players here be able to survive or not? Easy Zote will just check and see, but as of now, no team can be predicted to be the team that will be getting the chicken dinner for the last game of the night. Wacha tuzubai tuchapiane story because this is the last game of the night. Na sidhani kuna mtu anataka kupigana. This is their last chance to make it in the semi-finals. So wacha tuone. But for real, leo niliwatch hiyo kitu ya Korea Fights, nikajiuliza Wakorea ni kama Pubg is in their blood. Alafu timu ilikuwa hapo wanakaa watoto. Wengine tuko na kipara kwa hii game. Guy, na hakuna kitu tunajua. Ellie, is that you? But then you have the players there from RC. They seem to be taking on a fight there already. One of their teammates has been knocked, that is Rashiano. And the players are from Russia basically right in front of them. RC there should get the revive and kind of be ready because the zone is about to move. We're in the 4th phase of the zone. Going to the 5th phase of the zone. We have less than 10 seconds remaining. And we'll be going to the 5th phase of the zone. So I to wonder where the zone will be moving to and what the players will be forced to do. But then RC and Rush Esports need to get moving. With how things are looking, they are not in the safe zone anymore and they should start moving towards the safe zone. But then looking at Rush players there, they can see the players from RC Sharky there. They want to get some dubs on him, but then they cannot because there are many regions there. So we'll be leaving them there before they decide what to do next. But then the Brutal Psychos are holding a compound here as well. There is a team coming behind them, that is the Invisibles. They are right behind them. They will be engaging in a fight against the players from NXG. Unaweza ona Hari hasongi. This is where your teammates tell you usipumue, but then Hari decides to move, and that means Invisible player Pain has hardy steps here and will be cooking up a nade. Is it going to be a Kobe on NXG? I don't think so because the player is not in the building. He is basically lingering outside the building here because see the players from Invisible there trying to cook up the nades. The push should be happening. The nade actually connects here. Toxic is down. Beautiful knock there from Hubin. 2 players down from I Can't Aim. And just like that, NXG losing players one by one. Last person remains standing. The only person who was in the compound initially, and that is Hari. DPS in his hand there. Will he be able to wipe out the players from Invisibles? Kumbuka, pressure ni ile. You need to have your skills moving. Otherwise, the players from Invisibles will be eliminating your team easy peasy. But then you have Invisibles players. One of their teammates is down there right beneath the player from NXG. And the reason they are quite unable to go in for that push is that there's a team that is right next to them, that is Brutal Psychos. And we can see SU going in for that push there. Hari, last player, has been Kobe there by Invisible player Pain. But then looking at SU here right now, they've gone for that push and Brutal Psychos. Viper being aware of that nade there, does get the damage. One player is down. QZZ is down, and now we can see Q there going in for that push and Uzi in his hand here. I mean, who's playing with an Uzi at this level of the game? I mean, what was... anyway, kila mtu na skills zake. Probably is using the Uzi to be able to counter the DPS of the S12K because of firing rate. Like this is Danny. You know, I'm overthinking that analysis, but don't worry, we have analysts for that work. But then Molly from Gyros does get to knock 7-7, taking him all the way back to lobby. And now SU will be down players. I don't think they have a plan around that because they went in for that push and they have lost that fight. Mahiri does get knocked as well and taken back to lobby. Same to his teammate Cowboy. They have been eliminated by Rush Esports RC. Third part in this fight there. Gyros is down and you can see Sharky. He does get the baggy there and he wants to go in for that push on the players from Brutal Cycles. The sprays from Zyrox. He is quite low. Almost getting the knock there, but then Sharky immediately goes far away from the sprays and he's safe for now. Looking at the players from Invisibles, Pain passing by. That's going for that push and gets a knock with the baggy on the player from RC, that is Shaki. But for RC right now, they need to find a way of surviving this because now Rush Esports is coming from the back there. Rush Esports is also going to start party this fight. Invisibles moving around with the vehicles. They want to third party this fight as well. Look at the rotations happening right now. The players from Rush Esports quite safe there. Senior is down. Pain, they're watching the fight from afar. Look at the spray there. And Pain does get one knock on the players from Rush Esports. The revive is coming from Ernie. Is he going to be able to get the revive without losing any more players? The Black there smoking out the whole place. but the zone is on their side. They are lucky for now, but as you can see, Invisibles want to third party this fight. RC as well trying to join this party. Hani there does get a knock on Rushiano. Spikey does get knocked as well by Black, and now one person remains standing from RC. That is Adesanya cooking up the nades. It's gonna be a Kobe on the players from Rush right now. They are getting the revives, but will that nade connect? He's still trying to cook up the nades. They're going towards where you have players from Rush. They do not really connect. Rush still getting the revive. The zone is still favoring Rush Esports. 4 teams remaining. Adesanya, they are cooking the nade. Is not a Kobe anymore. Tries to go in for that push. Does get the damage on the players from Rush Esports. Again, tries to go in more. But then PvP Senior does get the last player taken back to lobby. And now 3 teams are remaining. Rush Esports, Invisibles, and the players from Brutal Psychos. I can tame there does get knocked by Gyros, and you can see the players from Brutal Psychos passing by the vehicles. Everyone right now looking for the safest place to be in. Rush Esports quite safe. They have no one really trying to contend them for their safe zone right now. But then the last player there does get taken back to lobby by Rush Arnie. I mean, that org is too good to ignore. Ay! Kijana mdogo, kijana miaka 17. He's wiping out teams kama watu wako na vipara. But then let's see how this is going to be going. But then Rush Arnie there does go in for that push. Pain there does get naded. The nade actually connects. Beautiful spray from Arnie. He does get one knock on Pain there. Arnie, of course, will be looking to task the last player. And just like that, the players from Rush Esports, finally, Arnie was mentioned by Mkali. He was asked, Arnie, you need to change your play. Arnie, you need to get your team doing this, Arnie that. And just like that, Arnie comes in and says, wait, hold my milk. And he does it. Arnie basically does give his team a winner chicken dinner. I mean, game ilikuwa imenyamaza lakini Arnie ametubamba vileja. But there we go. Last game of the night. Winner chicken dinner for Rush Esports. They have been able to get themselves a total of 18 eliminations. Beautiful play. The Invisibles are coming in their second with a total of 7 eliminations to their name. We have Brutal Psychos coming in third with 6 eliminations. Fourth, we have RC. They come in there with 3 eliminations. Fifth, Fifth, we have SU, 0 eliminations. 6, NXG 0, 7, SQZ, 0, 8, TYC, 7, 9, Rexcode 2, 10, BMGS 1, 11, MU 2, 12, TK 1, and then 13, 3F1 Going a lot with 60 feet, PvP Senior. Best companion with 3 rescues, Rush Arnie, and then finisher with the final elimination, Rush L7 K44. I mean, well, that's it for tonight's games. I mean, Rush Esports, we have to talk. Arnie, I don't know about you guys, but Arnie is pure talent in the PUBG Mobile Kenya gaming scene. And I believe if he's just exposed more, then we'll probably see more of Arnie's gameplay and what we're going to be expecting from him. But then honestly, congratulations to all the teams that have done a good job. MU2 chicken dinners, 3F1 chicken dinner, and then last game, Rush Esports comes in with the chicken dinner. So to analyze the last game, of course, we'll be giving our beautiful, amazing, not beautiful, our handsome and talented host
Huyo nani
a chance
ameokoa sana
to
huyo Hesai ama
talk
sijui ajitaje.
in this
Sasa
game.
aliokuwa
Let's go.
alifinya. Shida yani alienda akasahau kusmoke na amesahau kuna dirisha unaonekana.
Hapo that game was so intense bana. Hey, at least Rush
Hiyo game Rush
naona walinisikiza Rush bana.
Rush wapewe maua zao bana.
PvP senior sijui atatembeaje kesho. He has been carrying. He has really been carrying.
Mgongo bana.
Hiyo mgongo inauma bana.
Hiyo mgongo hapana
What I
bana.
can say is that so finally Rush wamedecide kukuwa aggressive. That's just like I said, na mmeona the results. Mmeona the results zimeziongea zenyewe. They have been pushing team after team after team after team. They are pushed.
Tashani OP.
Yeah.
Mi
Finally
pande yangu
zimepigiwa.
naona Invincibles huko ni kudrop tu stinker bana, hadi Blade ameingia kwa maji bana. Watu wanapiga mbizi. But at least BPX wamejaribu last game manze, wangejua hate chenye ilikuwa pande ingine. Kazi
Wale watu walikuwa
imekazwa.
wanajaribu ku hit Rush, but yao mbaya. The team has qualified for the semi-finals. BPX, I don't know what happened to BPX. Rush, the same thing. TYC Butcher, the same thing we have been saying for the first 3 games ndio amekuwa kufanya mpaka finally game 4. Sijui what the problem
Butcher.
is. Anajipeleka kichinjioni mwenyewe ama ndio maana
Butcher.
alijita Butcher kidogo, yeye ndo anakuwa butched. Ni butched ama ni
Ama
butchered?
Butcher amesema yeye ndo entry knock bana. Yeye ndo kuenda kugeji uzito wa enemy.
Kijana amekuwa knockboy all 3 games. RC pia wamekuwa kipull their weight, nimeona wamefrag hapo final circle. SU also, BPX wamekuwa able to hold their own against SU, although kumekuwa na a lot of third party shots. Ani leo amekuwa kifam tu akiba kills za wenyewe. Sijui rada ni gani. I hope finals will be this intense. Can't wait to see the group B and C how they perform.
Ukiona teams zenye zimequalify sahi ama ukiona teams zenye zita qualify kwa group A, you can already tell hiyo semifinals itakuwa moto.
Itakuwa moto. Watu wasiende.
Itakuwa moto.
Itakuwa kutakuwa na nini?
Itakuwa moto
sana. Inaitwaje, live results will be on the YouTube channels in a few. Micha ataonesha hiyo live results in a few, so watu wasilale.
Just a few minutes mjue wenye mmedrop stinkers, mlale mkijua nyinyi mafailure. Unajua pia ni mzuri.
Results are live.
Oh, the results are live. Yeah, results inaonyeshwa sahi in a few. Tuone nani ana proceed na nani ya proceed. Naona Bani anasema hapo forever invisible. Naona invisible so kuna madem wameamsha mabibi wakuja waachie on.
Support.
What ni miu hadi Scavis wife namuona kwa chat. Amesema lazima mzee alale vizuri kama amekuachia don. Alafu sasa kuna Rush yenyewe mwezi kuwa kali hivyo na mkwe na madem kusema kweli. So we know why they are good.
But ukiangalia hizo game venye zimekuwa, most teams wameamua kuja aggressive, wajaribu kupata kill points kwa sababu again tu venye tu tulisema huwezi tegemea hizo placement points.
Huwezi tegemea. So I think Rush will be claiming their second spot position. Not so sure, but most likely wataclaim.
Yeah. Number 1 tunajua. Number 1. Hiyo number 1. Number 1 wamekazana. But I don't know, I feel like RC kuna venye hawajacheza to their full potential. Even though tumeona Strike amepiga mtu hapo hivyo shotgun moja safi, I feel like wangetupea a bit more.
Bana. RC, I think maybe ni strategy plans, hataki kuonesha their entirety of their gameplay today, wanna save it for finals. Maybe it's part of strategy, I can say that.
Lakini sometimes inakuwa ngumu saa zingine inakuwa ngumu
saa zingine inakuwa ngumu.
Saa zingine inakuwa ngumu.
Hapo pengine tutaachia Micha endelee. She'll be the one to show the results, and the top 8 teams from group A watajijua which are proceeding to the next phase. It has been your host Nades
Mkali.
See you guys tomorrow for group B games. GG's.
GG's.
Of course, thank you, a big thank you to the tonight's hosts and analysts for joining us tonight in the KPL Season 9 games. But for now, gamers will be saying goodnight and just waiting to show the live results. I have not been... Okay, fine. Okay. I cannot seem to show because I haven't been sent the live results to download. But then, of course, the teams that will be qualifying when it comes to Group A, we have Invisibles, Rush Esports, Mercenary Union, Rescue Esports, Slaughter Unit, Prime Esports, Rex Code, and the 3F1 Esports. Only those teams will be proceeding to the next stage, and that is the semi-finale when it comes to KPL Season 9 games. But as of now, guys, thank you so much for joining the live stream. Thank you so much to the amazing analysts for making the live interesting and giving you guys the best of the best analysts. For now, it is going to be good night from your girl Mitch Gaming, and I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow for Group B games. Don't go anywhere, just go to the rest and then to patane kesho. Sasa, bye bye guys.
Correction.